Today, I am proud to announce the Walt Disney Company is acquiring Lucasfilm, the global entertainment company founded by George Lucas and the home of the legendary Star Wars franchise. In addition to getting the rights to one of the greatest family franchises and epic stories of all time, Disney is also acquiring all of Lucasfilm's operating businesses, including Industrial Light and Magic and Skywalker Sound. George Lucas is a true visionary and an innovative epic storyteller who has defined modern filmmaking with unforgettable characters and amazing stories. The Star Wars universe now has more than 17,000 characters inhabiting several thousand planets and spanning 20,000 years. And this gives Disney infinite inspiration and opportunities to continue the epic Star Wars saga. Fans can expect a new feature film, Star Wars Episode 7, in theaters worldwide in 2015. And there will be more feature films, as well as consumer products, television projects, games, and theme park attractions. We're thrilled that George has entrusted the future of his extraordinary legacy to the Walt Disney Company and recognize what an honor it is. We truly understand the responsibility that comes with being the caretakers of such iconic characters that are beloved by hundreds of millions all over the world. Disney has a unique ability to grow strong brands and expand fantastic creative content, as we've proven with our successful acquisitions of both Pixar and Marvel. And the addition of Lucasfilm will further our growth strategy and create even more opportunity for Disney to drive significant long-term value for our shareholders.
I've been a big fan of Disney all my life, from when I was born. First day at Disneyland, loved Disney movies, got very involved with Disney in the 80s and working in the parks. And I've always had a fondness for Disney. At the same time, as I've gone through my career, I realized at some point I needed to retire, and I wanted to go on and do other things, things in philanthropy and doing more experimental kind of films, but I couldn't really drag my company into that. And I felt it was time for me to start thinking about retiring, and I've been doing that for the last 4 years. And one of the most important shifts that I had was I found Kathy Kennedy, who I'd been working with for 40 years, and asked her if she wanted to come and be a co-chairman with me and get ready to take over the company and take over the franchise and do everything. And once that piece was in place, I knew then I could step away and actually retire. The final block in that was to find a good, solid home for the company. And the first place I thought was Disney. They're large enough, and the match of what our two companies are is just perfect, because we're like a mini Disney. We have the same kind of operations, we do the same kind of thing, and I've worked with Disney over the years, and I know how they operate. So it was a perfect match of two companies that are constructed similarly, do the same kind of product, and I think it'll give me a chance to go off and explore my own interests, at the same time feel completely confident that Disney will take good care of the franchise I've built. And at the same time, for me, I look at it as I'm investing in Disney because that's my retirement fund. The future Star Wars films, Kathy and I have been working on future Star Wars films, and the main reason I brought Kathy on is, rather than quit, I wanted to have it move forward, but I needed somebody I trusted who could take that franchise and make it work the way I intended it to. So once Kathy came on board, we started working with writers and started working on all the processes of doing the films. So we've got a plan for 7, 8, and 9, which is the end of the trilogy, and other films also. So we have a large group of ideas and characters and books and all kinds of things. We could go on making Star Wars for the next 100 years.
Great.
Stay Bombad. Welcome to the Bombadcast.
What's going on, Bombad fam? Here from the new Bombadcast broadcasting area for me. Super excited to have all of you here hanging out tonight. This is a subject that is near and dear to my heart. If it wasn't for this subject, that video, and the other video we'll watch in a moment, I don't think I'd be here today, even talking to y'all and knowing all of you through this space, especially the two people I'm going to have on screen in just a moment. My name is Sky Jero. Super excited to be here. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Joel, yeah, new setup, new apartment, so I have to gotta get a new setup. But let's go on Sunrise St. Pete. Happy to have all of you here. Eli, love you. Nathan, Woodsy, baby. We've got Racing Turtles. It's gonna be a great night, y'all. Especially discussing the topic we're looking at. All that being said, I can't do this alone. I got to bring in one of my favorite people in the world, my co-host, my good friend, the one and only Jerry, the Canon Junkie Cable. Jerry.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing tonight? It's good to be here talking about probably the thing that set us on the trajectory to actually hang out together.
Yeah. But legitimately, I'm a firm believer in, like, one part of your life ends so another thing can begin. I'm going through that right now, like emotionally and philosophically too. So this is the next, like, 10-year step, and we'll talk about what that looks like and what we were going through. And we have someone joining us as well. So for those that don't know and they're hanging out, we're looking at the leaks and speculation of the Force Awakens 10 years on. So we have a big thing leading up to almost the end of December on 10 years of the Force Awakens. So as you can see here, here's a hint of all the things you'll see, all the leaks and speculation, spoilers that came out leading up to the movie. And that first thing we watch is, of course, the acquisition on October 30th, 2012. And we can't have this discussion without one of our favorite people in the world, someone who rarely talks Star Wars, but we'll be getting back into it soon. The one and only
Baba Joe.
Baba Joe. Oh, Baba Joe, how are you doing?
Hey, mate, who invited you here?
And my Baba Joe, like, he like comes in like this, right? Like,
Yeah,
in the
you
back.
gotta have that.
Like,
See, and the seat back actually works with that because it's
Yeah, it
like
does.
the stacks of cages that you have. Yeah. So you're looking great.
Yeah.
No, Alden Diaz, everybody. It's Alden.
Hey, how y'all doing? Guys,
Welcome.
in the era of Zoran Mamdani, writing the timeline, woke is back. So, like, it is literally
It is.
the perfect time to talk about the Force Awakens. Like,
Oh,
we are unbelievably back. Like, dude, if you hate the sequels, woke is
Not
back.
Woke is back. Chat.
We're here. So no, but to be real, like, very excited to talk about this. It was a different time in our lives.
God,
We didn't have each other. This
Mm-mm.
was a beautiful, magical, like, Christmas like feeling in the lead up. Every single thing that you heard was special, and you were excited about it, but it was also lonely.
Mhm.
Like, there was the community hadn't crystallized yet.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting to see how many, like, oh my God, you too, like, how many moments come out of the conversation in that way.
I can't wait because we were all as plugged in. And so I guess to lead this discussion and go into it, looking at the thumbnail, a lot of things should be going through your mind right now. Some of these leaks and things you may remember exactly where you at when you saw them. However, I can remember vividly where I was at whenever that, amazing news drop that Disney acquired Lucasfilm. And no, it wasn't amazing because of like, oh, we're shills and we want to, celebrate and love this thing. It was amazing because we knew, Jerry's. We knew that we'd be getting more Star Wars. And I remember being in high school. That was my junior year. That was your junior year too, Alden, right? Yeah, your class of 2014. The sale,
yeah,
yeah. It was.
It was
I remember sitting at lunch, and I think we had just got laptops, maybe. And us looking at the news and we're like, this is crazy. Who would have thought, And everyone's like, they're going to ruin it. But I had one guy next to me, my buddy Bryce, was like, no, they bought Marvel last year and it's been pretty good. So like, it was like all these like.
I was that guy.
Yeah.
Bringing up for sure. Like people be like, oh, Disney ruins things. And I would be like, well, Disney owns Miramax when they made Kill Bill. So like,
I mean,
that was when it was really great to know anything about movies. Because you got to be smug while defending Star Wars. And there is no greater feeling than getting to defend Star Wars while shitting on somebody.
Yeah.
And knowing more than them. And there was a lot of that. I remember I think I had probably like, I don't know, a band rehearsal. I don't know what it was, but I didn't get home until a little bit later and opened up IGN. And the headline was, that Disney purchases Lucasfilm Episode 7 in production or something like that. And freaking out the next day. It's all I wanted to talk about. I run into my favorite teacher's classroom, Miss Phelps. Shout out Miss Phelps. And I knew she was a nerd as well. And I was like, Miss Phelps, Lucasfilm, Disney, they're doing 7, 8, and 9. They're doing Episode 7. And she was like, doing Episode 7. She's like, well, that's gonna suck. And I was just like, you're wrong. I was like, you're wrong. And I'm gonna come back here when it comes out. I was like, I won't be a student here anymore, but I'm gonna come back here a free man and tell you that you were fucking wrong.
Liberated. Liberated, man. No, I mean, I think a lot of us had that conversation and a lot of us were hopeful. I remember watching A New Hope like the next night on VHS because it was what I had in my room at the time and like watching it passively. Like I'm pretty sure I was just playing on my phone back then and just watching it casually, And it really did spark something in me that wouldn't manifest until about a year later with this next video. Jerry, where were you at whenever the news struck? What was that for you like?
So, funny enough, I wanted to tell this story too. That like a year or two before Disney bought all this, I had a friend at our lunch table. We had a big nerdy lunch table at the college I went to, right? And one friend was like, as soon as George dies, they're gonna remake the entire thing. So before we knew they were gonna make any more movies, like they're gonna remake the whole thing and stuff like that, And we were all like, I don't know, man. We'll see what they do now.
I just love how back then we could just say whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, because we didn't know who in it, like any of this stuff. We didn't know Kylo Ren or Rey. But I was in
back
college.
then, I was gonna say back then, it was a generally accepted fact that the books were the books, and Jaina Solo, we had a next thing.
Yeah,
right.
It was easy to just say fuck all about movies.
Right. Yeah, no, and so when I heard the news, right, I was finishing up college and everything. I had just started dating my now ex-wife, and it was about the time that this dropped, right? Okay. When I had kind of I had watched the Clone Wars during college with my buddy Cody Brad. Shout out to Cody Bradford. Still love you, man. We sat there all the time. He was at that table with me as well. But I had kind of fizzled out on Star Wars, I was like, it's done, and I've seen it. As soon as this news came out, I mean, it was through the roof again. And I mean, I think you could just see in the eyes of my then girlfriend, she was like, oh, I'm going to divorce this man someday. Absolutely. I think that was the moment that she realized I've made a terrible mistake.
It was like
You know?
like Inception, like the idea was
Yeah.
planted.
The idea was planted at that moment, I think, and everything. So, but then, we started getting during the speculation and everything. I graduated and started working as a recruiter for that same college. And I mean, I put it immediately on, like, we had those giant wall calendars, right? With the whole year that you could like plan the whole thing out. I wrote on the year I could when it was like finally there, Star Wars coming out right there. So I could count down and have it on there and stuff. And I would check Star Wars 7 Newsnet.
Oh, we'll talk about that
mostly throughout the day and stuff like that. But that's where I was at a fever pitch, just like, not even believing that we were getting something that we said that we would never get, that George said we would never get. So,
well, it was so funny because it's all built on the promise of like what this sale could lead to, and I never realized the specific nature of that video when Iger says 17,000 characters over, what do you say, 1,000 or 10,000 planets and 20,000 years of history. That's a really weird thing I've never noticed. The fact that he used a very specific verbiage of 20,000.
He was talking in world.
Yeah. But like specifically, we know that the James Mangold film does take place around 20,000 years ago or 25,000 years ago. So like there must have been some sort of very thin, map or plot line developed in the sense of like, this is how long it spans and this is what we expect of it.
And like, it's like, like it sits in the background of a lot of the projects. Like you always get the idea that it was like in the company, like doctrine to like adhere to this number and we'll fill it when we can. Because like Rebels, Kanan checks Sabine during the training about the Mandalorian Wars. And it's like, so it's like, like you get the idea that maybe Lucasfilm executives had to tell Bob Iger, like, so there's all this stuff that's like kind of biblical, and what Iger retained is that it's long.
Yes.
Whatever they told him, because he's not a nerd. He doesn't actually get it, as he has recently proven.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. I don't want to bring up a recent wound.
No. But that's kind of the caveat of this, is that this man who was in charge for a long time, then was out of being in charge for less than a year, gets brought back into it. And so there is something to be said about being a little out of touch. And Iger back then in 2012, very much in touch, very much energized, super. You could tell, George also was not reading off a teleprompter. George was completely unfiltered. Even the comment about like, this is my retirement, like
also, I love the, you could see the process, like the slight change in the approach. Cause what he says is like, I'm going to bring in Kathy to be my co-chair.
Yes.
So I can, and it's like that was not 100% what happened. And it, that I think that the retirement thing was dawning on him in real time. It was supposed to be a transitionary period of co-leadership. And then I think George, and I've always felt, George is a racer at heart. He's an instinctive like creature. And I think that maybe he like floored it into retirement. That's how he's always made decisions. And then felt like, oh, did I break glass in case of emergency because I was insecure? And that's where you get like weird shit like the white slavers comment and like things that he regrets. Like he walked that back. He regretted saying it that way, obviously. But like I think there was like that's why the comments on 7 were way harsher than the comments on 8. 7 got, and they made a retro movie, and 8 got beautifully made. Because I think the hurt of losing your kid or sending your kid off to school really fucking hit him way harder than he thought it was going to.
Did he ever have commentary on 9? I know he talked to JJ. I think that's one of the only things in Terrio, but I don't think he ever actually said a public statement about 9.
Yeah, I think he kind of he stopped talking about it. I don't know if it was because of the online, bullshit.
And mostly like since then, we found out his thoughts through other people. Like, Tony Gilroy said that he called him like Nandor. Gareth Edwards talked about him visiting Rogue One. We know, I think because of Ewan, that he liked Kenobi or that. Oh, well, because of Pablo, maybe I can't remember, but we know that he does.
It's a thing.
It goes around now. But
in 2015, from 2012 to 2015, we were getting specifics from him, and of course, one of the first things we ever got from all of this is, and we can watch these another time. They're a very fascinating set of interviews, but there was those set of interviews that released pretty much right after this, where it was Kathy, George, and I think it might have been Kathy's sister doing that weird round table interview of them sitting and talking about the passing of the torch and what that looks like and stuff. But inevitably,
Clap heard around the world, right?
yeah, yes, that's the one where we went divorce Frank or whatever. That's the whole thing. But the thing that people often seem to overlook with the acquisition video, there's one line that still kind of gets me, and I got rid of the tab. But whenever he signs it, shakes Iger's hand, he looks around, and he goes, "Is everybody happy?" That shit. Still to this day, I'm like, I kind of hate watching it because, like, I mean, at that point,
it's uncomfortable.
And this is the weird thing with fandom reflection, like we're doing right now. At the time, people like to think the prequels were loved. Clearly not. That in 2012 was the height of this. That's when the Phantom Menace 3D came out, and I remember people bitching about why didn't they just release the original trilogy in 3D, which it wasn't even possible. There's the technology was just not there at the time. I'm sure they could do some sort of scan now, but
they attempted it. I mean, that's where McClunky comes from.
Yes,
McClunky comes from. McClunky was the final edit from the last pass on 4 when they were attempting the 3D.
Yes,
before they pulled the plug on the re-releases.
Not nuts, not crazy.
That's my understanding of it. I mean, someone could fact check me on
you're
that,
right.
but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
So that's the thing too. Is like
McClunky was like a fish that he put in the attic before he sold the company.
His left rolled out. No, it's cool to look at. It's I agree. I was gonna say that too. It's cool to look back at this now, knowing that even what we're watching, this next video we're gonna watch is 11 years old. Just it's so it's almost 12 years old, which is even crazer. But the next video we're gonna watch is something.
Oh, but wait. But I had a thought on the other thing. Yeah. On the is everybody happy? Doesn't that immediately like it makes you uncomfortable because it's like George Lucas, he's an awkward man, but he does have like a presence. Like he has a public persona. But I think that is like whatever mask George does have dropped for a second.
Oh yeah.
Like is everybody happy? Was like it reminded you that he really does think that like bureaucrats are fucking morons. Like
oh my god.
Like he's probably disgusted by being in a room full of like useless bottom feeding shareholders.
Yeah. You see like after Bob signs it and stuff, it kind of sits there like this, you know, like you just imagine the room of like
this is George who hates the director's guild.
And suits.
Oh my god. Yeah. Well, one of the best videos that came out, we'll do a retrospective on this even at some point, was whenever they opened up Galaxy's Edge and all. And I know you were there for a lot of the press stuff for that. Yeah. But when George came out, I think it was the one in LA. I don't think it was Galaxy's Edge East. And he goes, well, could have been really bad. You know, I'm like, and like, you know, it's just that then, like you said, the mask came down. Like this man didn't have to say that, but he wants Iger to be on his toes. Eric and I always joked about like that's when like the Fitbit on Iger's arm just like goes crazy. His heart rate's fucking skyrocketing. Like, don't say something stupid. Don't say something stupid. Please don't say something stupid. They got a sniper ready.
And that's also because Iger, like we talk like this, especially that era of Iger was energized, and he was like, he was kind of like the CEOs suck, but like if you have to like one, it's Bob Iger. Like he was the most in touch with artists, you know. I think that, but despite that, like George will never actually see him as like an artist or a film collaborator. George sees him as a billionaire CEO, and George cannot let him off the hook. Like George has to be about it. That's why George will wear like New Balances with his, and I think that's why he'll never fully respect Iger, and Iger can feel it.
Yeah, of course. And like the thing is, who does Iger choose? Oh, sorry, Alden. I think your video your thing cut out for a second. I'm sorry. Started talking over you.
No. I think we're delayed.
Okay, it might be my new internet. I'm not quite used to this, Jerry. Let me know if it's me. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think I don't know. We'll get it figured out. We'll see if the delay continues here.
Another thing to note too, because you bring it up perfectly, there's a whole lineage of like, who do we choose next? And obviously there was a lot of names in the table. Do any of y'all remember the other ones? It was Ron Howard, right, for the Force Awakens at one point. And there was another big name. Wasn't it Josh Whedon or someone?
People
remember.
speculated about Spielberg, but I think he said that he wouldn't touch it.
Mhm.
And then I think Joss Whedon was talked about, but he was already Age of Ultron, so like that was already in the works. Brad Bird was the one that people thought was going to happen, and they did talk to Brad Bird, but he wanted to do Tomorrowland. There are some that have come out since, like Fincher, who obviously has been in the family since the beginning of his career. Ben Affleck heavily hinted that he was in talks to direct TFA, at least for a hot minute before it was TFA. Who else did they?
I swear there was one other big one. I have to look it up.
Yes, and I'm glad that you poked the topic because I needed to get my memory jogged. At the same time that all this is happening, us in the Lord of the Rings fandom are gearing up for The Hobbit because The Hobbit is coming out around that time. And in the gearing up for The Hobbit, Peter Jackson being next to George Lucas, Peter Jackson is the king of behind the scenes and of like letting you see. You know, the Lord of the Rings bonus features are legendary, and the Hobbit ones. Peter was very active on Facebook and YouTube, but on Facebook, Peter Jackson would post Hobbit vlogs, and you just got to watch the making of the movie, and they were like well edited, like they had comedy to them and everything, and they would sometimes like make jokes about the industry or like connections or cameos, like Sylvester McCoy. They referenced that he was also doing Doctor Who. They did a little thing, so it was really always fun to watch. And Peter intentionally put a fake script that said Star Wars Episode 7 like on his desk in some of the vlogs, or like I think like he like opened a drawer and you saw like an Episode 7 script and he closed it really quick. Like there were little fucking things like that that had people saying like Peter Jackson Episode 7. And so I heavily bought into it because I was living on a prayer at the time, and I was just like, he's gonna do it, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars. But I had never considered JJ, even though I was a fan of his Star Treks already.
Right,
same. And like that's the thing. The next person they choose to me is the golden goose. Honestly, I love JJ's work. Obviously, Super 8 was a huge movie. Star Trek 09 was amazing. I even like Into Darkness a lot. And I remember watching Into Darkness thinking, this guy is doing the next Star Wars. And I'm like, this is going to be so awesome. And so the very first official footage we got was of what we're about to watch. And then, if I'm not mistaken, let me get the true date pulled up. I believe the first real big set leak, and I know it was from TMZ, the TMZ set leak came out exactly on June 2nd. So they sat on this for like 3 or 4 weeks after, or no, how would it be? This would be this video we're about to watch premiered on, let me see if I can get some details, May 21st. Okay, yeah, so literally 10 days, 12 days. They sat on those photos because I think one of the people in this video are actually in the TMZ photo leaks, which are our first official, like actual set leaks. So let's watch this Force for Change video, and let's all go back to whenever this was like the only thing we had for before even the trailer came out in November.
And also, like, it's important too to note at the time things like this would come out, but there was no hype train for things like this.
No.
So it's like now we're over here like, well, Monday Night Football could have the TV spot for the so like we're doing some other shit now, but back then you didn't know that you were gonna see a creature for the first time in the charity video. It was just you would hear about it. You would see a Facebook post that's like first look at new creature in episodes in charity video, and it would freak you out. Completely different experience.
It was, and
I made an ungodly noise when the thing showed up on screen because I was watching probably next to again my ex-wife. So
the whole idea of gamifying things hadn't existed yet either, and Ken, Joseph, and Jennifer talked about this on Force Center this last week, but like the whole industry leaned into the gamify part once more of these things came out. Like, let's predict it. And if I predict it, I, get brownie points. You know what I mean? Like, that was the whole thing. Whereas this was completely pure and it was for a good cause.
And what your thoughts were like when you see this creature for the first time. It's like your mind races. You're like, he could be nothing. He could be like a
Yes.
background guy before the Glup term was invented. He could be like a new Cantina guy, or this could be Yoda. This could be
Yes.
someone super important. Like, you don't know.
You don't know. Let's watch this. Let's go back, y'all.
There's my boy. There's my mother effing boy.
Yes.
Man. Oh, the audio of this.
We're not getting any audio.
Oh, you're not? Hold on. That shouldn't be the case. Let me see
I
if can-
wasn't hearing it, but I also wasn't questioning it because I thought maybe it was just for copyright strike reasons that you were doing
I thought that too for a second.
Thought it
which
was
is why I didn't
intentional.
I'm
speak
gonna
up
say
at
there's
first.
no way. Hold on. Let me see. I'll try that again. Sorry about that, guys.
We're sorry for depriving you guys of J.J.
Yeah.
Abrams' dulcet
No.
tones.
Let me know if this works.
Okay,
Oops,
Star
sorry.
Wars Episode 7.
That's
There
it.
we go. Yeah,
Abu
we can
Dhabi.
hear
I can hear.
All these people around that you hear and see are helping us make this movie, and it is an incredible thing. It's just surreal to be here in this amazing place with these incredible people working on this film. Like a lot of you, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a kid, so
My
it's
guy.
really a surreal thing to be working on this movie. I can't believe it, and we're so grateful to all the Star Wars fans out there for their support and their patience that we would like to invite you to be part of the fun here. We want to put you in the movie, in Star Wars. So starting today, we're going to give you a chance to win a trip. A trip to be in the
God.
movie. That means you get to come to London, where we're shooting the movie mostly at Pinewood Studios. It's not quite as warm there as it is here. And you get to meet the cast, go behind the scenes, and see the whole movie-making process. But more than that, we'll put you in hair and makeup and wardrobe, and you'll actually get to be in the movie. That's right, you'll be in Star Wars. But the greatest part is that by entering your chance to join us, you'll get to help us launch something else, Star Wars Force for Change. It's a brand new initiative that's dedicated to finding creative solutions to some of the world's biggest problems. It's about helping kids all around the world by supporting UNICEF innovation labs and programs. It's a great thing. You can check it all out on omaze.com/Star Wars.
Omaze.
So thank you again for your incredible support.
God, I miss it.
We look forward to seeing you on set.
Oh my God. Okay.
So who won this? Are
there
you
is
out
a
there?
video of Harrison Ford surprising the winner and on like a Zoom or a Skype call.
That's right.
that's
I
right.
remember
That's
that.
Yeah. So
I
one thing I
remember
want to
that.
say to this before we start rambling and getting
bastard.
excited, I'll never forget donating $20. I didn't have money at the time to be able to do that at all. It must have been like summer job money, but $20 just because like in my brain, I'm like, I'm gonna be the one who wins it,
Yeah.
And I loved Force for Change. That really was an incredible marketing ploy.
I can relate to you on like I'm gonna be the one because I sent in the open casting call for the role that became Finn. I got the sides for it, and like when they did the open fucking thing, I sent the fucking reading of the
No
email.
Okay.
way.
Okay.
Because I saw somebody had like emailed it to me like that was the Star Wars thing.
Wow. Oh, that's
But-
awesome, actually. I would never have expected that from
Oh,
you.
and by the way, I don't know if this is, I don't think it's on your rundown, so I'll just throw it out here now. Scotty sent us a loose outline. There's some exciting shit coming up. But one of the front runners for the role that was Sam that would later become Finn was Jesse Plemons,
Yes, I did
aka
see that.
homie from Breaking Bad and now from Yorgos's movies. He was Todd in Breaking Bad.
Before he did that much either. Like now he's been in a ton of, projects
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, God, that would have been a while. That would not have worked. He would have to have been very.
He has too much
animated.
natural menace.
Yes.
And Finn is so nice.
He could have done a Ben Solo Kylo Ren pretty well.
That's
Not
a good call. Yeah.
Not the son of Harrison
Hmm.
Ford, though. It would have to have been
Yeah.
something different. And he could have
He
done
could have been like
villain.
a Hux type character.
Yes. But no, this Omaze thing, this Force for Change, I mean, I remember this so vividly and like just scrubbing and being like, look at this guy. and not doing the whole, because the whole argument here was like, oh my god, it's a real prop, and I bet
Yeah,
right now, if you look,
practical
let's
effects.
look at the comments. I bet the comments are horrible. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. That alien is so original and will go down as a classic creature from Star Wars. Finally, some real practical creativity. God bless.
Boy.
People forget.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be like the golden age, you know? That is just classic. Let's see. But no, this is it. It's not about CGI versus practical. It's about the balance. Oh God. Damn, it's so different now that this was the only dialogue we could have, is the fact that, you know, we have this, and it's like the first gust of fresh air in Star Wars since forever. And someone says, whoa, no CGI in this video.
Wow.
Mind blown. It's such a sad
How was your
reality.
mind blown? There's no CGI in this clearly real video.
It's
Sorry.
just like, it was a cool moment. I just hated
Yeah.
that was the response. I don't think I ever felt that way personally. I never thought about it that way. I did
Like
think
that
about what this
CGI was
character
lesser?
could mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Of
you
course.
weren't like, but I'm saying like you didn't have those thoughts back then.
Not at all. No,
Neither did
no.
I, but that was like such a thing. Like
God,
even on their
It
end,
was
like
it was
the
huge
reels.
with my nerd friends at
Oh, was it
college.
really?
It was huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I still worked at the movie theater at the time when all this was kind of going. Well, right before all this, you know, so that was a big thing of like practical effects and stuff like that, you know.
Well, I'm going to bring you back to this. Now, this is when, you know, obviously, and this is obvious for everyone watching and maybe listening later. This is way more of a visual episode because we're looking at photos. But I remember when all these things leaked back in the day. I don't know if y'all have a good memory of that. But, but I remember being obsessed because how I saw this originally, and I'm going to give some props where it's due. The only site that was very much dedicated to uploading new information was StarWars7News.com, which then became Star Wars Newsnet, which then, you know, had the podcast that me and Jerry both listened to, the Resistance broadcast. And we don't listen to the show anymore. We know the creators, and we've been with them a handful of times. And that being said, I mean, Bill is one of our really good friends. Bill was one of the original host of that show. And I remember strictly following Star Wars 7 News because of these leaks and information they would put out. And they'd always give caveats of like, this could be not legit. But however, when this one came out, this was very much legit. And like the Hapabor, I mean, like, look at that. That's an unbelievable puppet. I mean,
I was sincerely my first full-time job, just like half of it. Scouring this site, looking at this shit. They were paying me. If you're listening right now, my old bosses at the college I used to go to, I was looking at Star Wars shit half the time I was there. So,
Yeah.
Where were you at, Alden?
Precious images around this time. And again, I cannot emphasize enough, nobody to share this with. Like, I didn't have Star Wars friends in real life. And by the way, I obsessed over the Hapabor in particular. I love the Hapabor, and I still to this day long for more Hapabor representation in my Star Wars media, and yet nary a fucking Hapabor anywhere, despite my prayers. Maybe there's one in like Young Jedi Adventures. Eli can tell me.
Man, that's the one
I
thing.
think it's got two the ass is too just out there for Young Jedi Adventures. I think, you know.
I'm happy Fathiers have had their time in the sun, and a couple other Force Awakens creatures have had their time in the sun. But we need to give it back to our Hapabor friends here.
Forces of Destiny had a Hapabor, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Ray stuck both hands up both nostrils of one, if I remember correctly, in one of those.
All right. Okay.
He had something stuck up in there,
right.
you know.
This is
at the time. Did you guys think that this was Tatooine? Because that was also a point.
Of course. Yes, I instantly thought, and I remember people bitching about that too. They were like, "Can't believe we're going back to Tatooine."
We were already doing Tatooine discourse, man. Already, and not even at fever pitch. Tatooine discourse around Kenobi really broke me. I just can't.
That was too much.
anymore.
I don't know exactly when it came out, but I remember it coming out that it was a separate planet, but a desert planet. And I remember at first having the knee-jerk reaction of another, okay, like it's fine, sure. But yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that leaked pretty early on, didn't it?
Yeah, and we'll look at that. Another thing too, I want to note here. This is probably the luckiest extra in the world because this is probably the hardest leak photo of all time. Look how fucking sick this looks.
Yeah, it's like it really looks intentional. Like, everything about it looks really intentional.
This could be a main character. This image looks so cool. You know what I mean? Like,
honestly, it kind of looks like that pic of Trump that they just posted today about him while that guy collapsed on the floor. It looks like him standing behind his
image
desk.
that should win a fucking Pulitzer Prize.
Oh, that absolutely should.
And look, another thing I want to talk about here too is this is when connections were being made as well. So like you can see the arch thing in the back. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, that's from that Macquarie piece." And
the
like
Macquarie thing.
But like this is back when Reddit was probably the main place, at least for me, to get good Star Wars dialogue. Whereas now we've got so many different outlets. But Reddit was like where it sounds bad, the real fans were looking at stuff, but like that's where the real speculation was deeply occurring. And Star Wars Leaks, the subreddit was born out of this era, which was kind of a cool thing. I was very early subscriber to that because that was really the only way to get news through one, streamlined place, that or Star Wars 7. But everyone always used Star Wars 7 news as a way to kind of filter all that. Like that was the only reliable site. That, and of course, someone we do not condone, Jason Ward, piece of shit, who had makingstarwars.com. And that was another huge site that I did frequent, whenever all these things were coming out. Remember Jason was putting out really good leaks for The Last Jedi. This not so much. I don't remember the leaks, but the thing is, everyone was always wondering, like, why were these things leaking? And Alden told me, and I'm sure it's kind of a known thing, but this is the first production that was through Bad Robot, which was not, that is JJ's company. So
co-production between Lucasfilm and Bad Robot.
First time ever doing that. So a lot of these leaks and spoilers and things we're going to be looking at is mostly because of Bad Robots. Not their fault, but there's an openness that comes when you have these sort of things happen. And leaks happen all the time. But the leaks from this movie and The Rise of Skywalker is the most abhorrent leaks of all time. Like the Germany Burger King menu leak or whatever the fuck that was in 2019, June of 19 was the most, and they leaked the entire thing. The fact that the shot of Rey and Ben leaked in like September of 2019 was the craziest thing in the world, of them holding the saber side by side. So we hadn't gotten quite to that much level of what we're seeing here. But I mean, these shots of Abu Dhabi and this really, for me personally, I wasn't like a prequel hater, but this certainly sold it to me right then and there. It was like, oh my God, this feels so real and tangible. And just looking back at these, I wonder how they snuck a camera in on set and got these really good photos. It must have been a nice camera or a really good hidden camera. Man, I thought that was a big pod racer engine.
So did I. So did I.
I was so excited. And so look, this is after they did the test explosion of the Falcon. You could see it, not the Falcon, the quad jumper. Yeah, look at this. And this is like this. Okay, this is the part that set me off. Yeah, this is the shit. Sunset, the archway, and that they of course crash into. Look at that. So Macquarie.
Very cool.
Oh, that was so cool. Yeah, that was after the explosion. Yeah.
You would literally stare at these images for hours just thinking like it was just thrilling to know that there was Star Wars in the world.
Yes.
That like I have that feeling right now. I literally, this is gonna sound so lame to some of you who like don't have Jesus living in your hearts. I wake up giddy knowing that there is a Star Wars film fully shot that is being completed right now.
Yeah.
And that there's another one in the world being shot.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
That knowing that it's out there adds to my experience on this earth.
Who would have thought this too? All there was a babe underneath this costume the whole time. That's the one that Finn runs past. I just realized that. Remember the one that Finn runs past, like because he's like water,
Yeah.
water. It's this chick. She's hot.
Yeah.
Look, literally, that's the mask. I never realized that. Shout out to her, man. That's awesome. And I agree, man. That is something that we all have the privilege of looking forward to. But this was the first time we ever got that. This is the first time feeling that emotion. And when I saw this, I'm maybe it's because I'm just a very optimistic person, but I knew we were in good hands. Like I really did. And everyone looked so good. Everything looked so practical and it felt so tangible. Not that I was ever against what the prequels did digitally. And they obviously didn't do that much digitally. People were just misinformed at the time. But really seeing this was awesome.
Yeah, because Force Awakens, like it's kind of the Phantom Menace, everyone discounts all the practical. And Force Awakens, because of the rhetoric of the company and the promo, they just count all the digital. Like there's a whole ass scene where Kylo Ren's entire helmet and hood is digital.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that scene. That's a great the one of him walking.
It's when he's it's one of the times that he's addressing Snoke.
Oh,
it's because
yes.
they changed. They wanted to preserve the he's beautiful reveal for the Rey scene.
Great scene.
And so they were like, well, we can't have his face then. And so they had to do the entire cowl and helmet and everything.
So this next one, a few months later, we got this. And now I have a master document of things much more specific, like text and things that were leaked then. This one, however, was prior. This next one was prior to when we got the first trailer. This next one's from August of 2014. Now, I remember this vividly because I hadn't started college yet. And I was at my mom's place and I was packing my stuff up from my dorm because we moved into college maybe 3 or 4 days later. This came out. No, I'm sorry. This came out literally maybe the night before I went to college, which is so exciting. This is what was dubbed at the time. And for those that don't know, I want to clip this whole thing out and put it on our channel because this is going to act as way more of a history lesson for those that really weren't paying attention then. Because this is thorough. I'm not going to do this and not have it be thorough and very, true to who I am as a researcher. This, however, was what was dubbed as the Apple Stormtrooper. And Jerry and I have talked about this for a while. This is the first image we ever got of the new Stormtrooper helmets. And I used it for the thumbnail. And everyone called it the Apple Stormtrooper. And a lot of people were very much offended by this design.
They were haters,
personally, when I saw it, I was so excited. I'm like, this is the natural flow of it. It's so dark. It's so bright white. I remember everyone being so pissed off because at the time, I mean, obviously Apple products look very different now than they used to, but very
Apple
bright.
Store is what they would say in particular.
Apple Store Trooper. Yeah.
Because it's that white sheen and everything.
Yes.
But I agree with you, man. I saw this and I remember really defending it. This you could feel the battle lines being drawn even during Force Awakens about the sequels, even just from visuals. Because I defended this helmet as hard, maybe not as hard, but in the same tier of hardness as I defended crossguard lightsaber.
Oh yeah,
but this makes visual sense because it's we knew Luke, Han, and Leia were in the movie. We knew it was 30 something years later, and that's what technology should be. And in fact, I think they could have gone a little harder with other things. I think that I think the TIE fighter should have given this vibe as well.
Yes.
If I'm being critical of something in the sequels, I do think that this indicated a bravery that the rest of it didn't really have. The imagine if the Star Destroyer hangar looked like an Apple Store. They could have, something like this. But I love this helmet, and I think the First Order has the best of the villain aesthetics.
It does.
Yeah.
It's the most abstractly scary, whereas the Stormtrooper is very much a skull. And then, of course, the clone troopers are just reminiscent of Mandalorian, where this, however, feels very creepy, of a floating mask, and it's very.
It feels like a ghost. It feels like Ghost Face.
Yes,
right?
it does.
Yeah.
I've always liked it's 2/3 white with 1/3 black. Like I've always liked that kind of contrast, and that it's one big piece. And we didn't know how iconic this would end up becoming, you know, in the sense of it being the main things you see at Disney parks. That's the one thing people take photos of every time as well, right? It's like it's not the original Stormtrooper and it's not a clone trooper, but this really is the best they can do in terms of 30 years in the future. And it, like you said, it aesthetically makes sense, you know. And I just remember where I was at. I remember being in my bedroom at my mom's house at the time, and then being kind of like in awe. You know, I was like, this is weird. Like, this is when it was like, oh shit, we're really getting this.
And it was
like,
also a plot indicator.
Yes.
Because it was like your first inkling that the Empire was not fully gone canonically.
Yeah.
You know, because we already knew the canon was being reset. That's another thing about this whole conversation. Is that around this time in 2014, you get the canon reset. And so it was like, now we know for the first time with what we're seeing in this helmet, that some version of either the Remnant or of the Warlords or Thrawn or like whatever you believed. Because remember, this was the Benedict Cumberbatch Thrawn, like, you know, like he's going to bring him over from Into Darkness. Like, you know, it's like everybody had their take on how the Empire could still be around, but that was your first taste of like, the Empire is kind of still around.
Well, the fact that you said that, and the article says this verbatim: the Stormtrooper inclusion is a little surprising if true, given that the Empire, which they worked for, fell at the end of Return of the Jedi. So it's like the indicator that happened. And look, in the same thing, it says Indy Revolver's another Stormtrooper pick, which claims is an update of the Snowtrooper soldier and an icy planet rumored to be featured in the film. So this leads me to my next big one. This was July of 2014. I don't remember seeing this one, however, but this is
Oh, I do.
Okay, so you remember this one.
It's the hand leak.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, this is the hand leak. I remember the hand leak, but I don't remember I'm sorry. I forgot that the Independent was the one that leaked this originally.
Yeah.
Now, another thing too.
And this ended up being somewhat
Yes, it was. And the thing too that our listeners and watchers may not realize or may not remember is that there was no direct outlet at this point for who was putting out Star Wars news. Now we know it's Vanity Fair that gets the primary I guess luck to put out new information, and Deadline with Kathleen Kennedy. And AP has gotten some weird little moments, but at this point, anyone that got a little bit of Star Wars news would put it out there. And this is the Independent, which I don't think they've ever gone to the Independent ever again. And obviously this is a leak, so this is not really anything in particular, but I'll read what it says right here. It says Star Wars 7 has suffered an unconfirmed plot leak, with a film site claiming that the movie will open with John Boyega and Daisy Ridley's characters discovering Luke's severed hand from The Empire Strikes Back and subsequently finding that the Jedi Master has gone missing. Here's the outline according to Badass Digest. Imagine the standard Star Wars crawl, and when it ends, the camera pans to the stars, but instead of a spaceship zooming in frame, we see a hand, a severed hand tumbling through space, a severed hand gripping a lightsaber. And the hand falls into a desert planet where it's discovered by characters who are heroes. One is Daisy Ridley, and the other was John Boyega, who is playing someone trying to change his path in life. Again, I'm keeping them vague here. They recognize the lightsaber as the Jedi relic and decide to return it to the proper people. Their quest takes them off-world, and they meet up with Han and Chewbacca, who aren't flying them around in the Millennium Falcon anymore, but are piloting. Well, that could be a spoiler. I'll leave it anyway. I'll leave it. Anyway, Han and Chewie recognize the lightsaber as Luke's, and they all haven't seen their friend in 30 years since the events of Return of the Jedi, which is also a big change. So it begins the quest to find the missing Jedi Master. Meanwhile, on an ice planet, nefarious forces are building a super weapon, one capable of destroying not planets, but entire solar systems. And it says the opening sounds like a deliciously Breaking Bad-esque, with Luke's dismembered hand tumbling through the sky and being discovered by kids. And it would be bold to JJ start the new chapters this way. It echoes A New Hope, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no. Then, of course, you know, with that, how do y'all feel about that before I show you all?
Can I just, I have two thoughts.
Two
thoughts. One, I have long held the theory, like, we know that there was like I guess like a previs of this, or like they experimented with trying to do it. Like, you know, I know it did exist in some way, but I've long held the theory, because this report went into further plot about like the saber being what unites the new characters with Han and Chewie, what I think happened, and I don't know who had it or what the chain of information spreading was. What I think happened is that a Michael Arndt draft started this.
Okay.
Because Michael Arndt was on the screenplay. Michael Arndt, who wrote Little Miss Sunshine, who wrote Toy Story 3, who wrote Catching Fire, a couple other things, and is a Star Wars like expert and would like lecture on screenwriting using Star Wars to do his lectures and everything. He was taking forever to write 7, and eventually they needed to speed it up, and that's why they brought in Kasdan, and then Kasdan and JJ teamed up. The Arndt version, you know, we know we don't know much about the specifics, but the problem and the reason why it was taking so long is that the feeling was that every time Luke was introduced, he took the spotlight away from the new characters.
Yep.
Away from who was then Sam and Kira.
Yep.
And that he was just constantly, and so I think that that's why you still unite Rey and Finn with Han and Chewie, but it doesn't have anything to do with you know, Luke's lightsaber or anything like that. Like, we're not bringing him into the story in that way. We're not trying to give him something until the very end when we finally have his location. Like, that's a different flow of events. And so this almost feels like it was true for a version of the movie that was never going to exist anyway. By that point, which is fascinating. And then the other thing that I will say is I hate the hand thing as a concept.
So thank you, because I remember when this came out, I hated that, and I was like,
it's ass. First of all, it doesn't make sense, because when he gets sliced in Empire, the hand and saber don't. Like, I'm pretty sure that it flies off. Like,
doesn't it like fall? You see it fall to the planet's surface, where whatever, into the clouds. You see,
but even then, how the fuck? Like, how it's been 30 fucking years.
Yeah.
Like, you just, I don't. It's a goofy idea. That's the kind of thing that you could do in, like, not that this is lesser, but like if that was in Clone Wars or something, that's a 20-minute story maybe. But like, we found your severed hand. Like, that sounds like Robot Chicken.
Well, but like, even the like, and I mean, I'll admit that back when this was first coming out, I was very much a purist. I was like, you know, you gotta do the opening crawl, you gotta do X, Y, and Z, you know. And I remember being like, you don't do flashbacks in Star Wars for a long time. That was something that I wasn't gonna give up.
And then you saw Last Jedi, and you were like, I was wrong.
I was like, I was very wrong. No, Last Jedi, again, my favorite one. Still to this day. But yeah, no, the hand, I was like, just what are we doing? What do we do? I don't know. And now, honestly, I don't know. I'd probably be down.
It's funny because it is very
had
weird.
So much happen now.
I don't think it could be Luke's hand, but I think it could be something in the same regard.
Something in the same regard.
It's not in the Art of the Force Awakens book. Maybe it is. I'm just not seeing it. There's a shot of someone holding a hand up in a jar to like what appears to be a dark cider. I don't know if you remember that image as a concept art. Maybe it leaked. But this was a very promising leak. However, the next big thing, if I'm not mistaken, let me get it pulled up. The next big thing was the concept art leak, which did come out. I don't remember the way in which this came out, but there was a couple other big ones in the middle. I have a whole list right here. This next one is from The Guardian, and July 21st. So around the same exact time, almost damn near the same exact day. Oh no, it is. It's the same exact article. I'm sorry. It's just a rephrasing it from the other website. But there was another big one of concept art that leaked. And let me see if I can find that real quick. I just remember every little, drop that we got was just so exciting. And eating it up, man. It just felt so, it didn't feel right. I wasn't a leak person. Were y'all all leak people? Like, would you call yourself a leak person, or you were just starving for anything that we could get?
I wanted the pictures. I didn't want plot. I didn't want any plot.
Yeah, I didn't want to know what was going to happen, but I was always excited for, like, this is way later, but I was one of those people that looked at the old Luke costume when it got out.
Oh,
that one picture of Mark where he almost looks like he could see the picture being taken.
Yes.
So he's like, oh shit. Like,
yes.
like I didn't want to know where Luke was. Remember, Where's Luke also became a promotional angle. the Where's Luke
forgot
hype,
about
like Mark Hamill hiding behind a newspaper on Instagram.
Yes.
Like Where's
Right.
Luke was a thing, and I didn't want to fucking know where Luke was. I didn't want to know the plot, but I was dying. Like when we knew that Harrison was back, I fantasized about what Han would look like. Like I was like, oh, does he have like a beard? Like I thought about Luke and Leia. Like I was itching to see things. So photos were really like my bag, or like, actors like after the teaser trailer when we didn't know who Kylo Ren was. Like I thought maybe that was Gwendolyn Christie because I was a Game of Thrones fan and I heard she was in it. And I was like, well, he looks kind of big. Like maybe the twist is that it'll be a woman. Like, so I was all about that shit, but I was not trying to figure out the story.
See, for me, the shit that I like the most is this next thing. This is according to my dates. Now, this was they must have revised it later. This is apparently edited in July of 2018, but this came out in July of 2014. So I guess there may have been some sort of revision to it. This is concept art that leaked. Now this is the stuff that got me excited because concept art, and no, it's crazy. The best part about all of it is most of it is verified in this book. That's why I grabbed it. So like it really was a true leak, and I don't know who would have gotten hold of it. Schematics never excited me. It was cool to see the Falcon and that there was no like true visual change for it. However, the other ones that got me super pumped were like this. You could see, I'm gonna try to zoom in. Let me know. Did y'all see it zoomed in?
Dakar.
Yeah. Early Dakar, and like the Falcon sitting there, and you see an X-Wing, which at this point we only got confirmed an X-Wing is because of the next UNICEF video, which I believe came out in October as well, which we can watch in a minute. But this was I just love seeing this stuff because this is where your brain kind of runs rampant. You're like, oh my God, we're getting X-Wings again. And then here's this other really cool shot of and which came out to all be true. Most of these things are really from the movie, which is this design of the TIE fighters being locked into this mechanism that can shift and move, I love how this is damn near exactly what we get in the movie. Like truly, it's shot for shot almost, except for the trooper standing around kind of awkward, but like just that angle and everything. I don't know. How do y'all feel about all the concept art stuff? I love seeing this stuff.
I think that it was, especially at the time, there was always the question of like, what does the 30 years later era look like after? And I honestly do think it's bittersweet, and especially with the full the full picture of time and the time that's gone by since. And what I mean by that is that it's exciting, it's beautiful, and it's awesome. And there was this feeling of, wow, what is it going to look like? Like this could be like, I remember like the stance being like, what if like the original trilogy, what if 4, 5, 6, but with money?
Oh
like
my
4,
God,
5, 6,
yes.
4, 5, 6, but with modern technology is what people wanted. But there is a heartbreak to that because it comes with the stink of prequel denial. And I think you look at this art and it's prequel denial in a lot of ways. And I say that with full love for Force Awakens. I know JJ's made his like Jar Jar jokes and like, whatever. I'm sure he doesn't feel great about the reality of that. I know he's, whatever. We all have all done that. But I don't think that it's like prequel hate from the creative side, but like it was almost like we were in this cycle of like they thought that we didn't like it, so they didn't acknowledge it. Because they didn't acknowledge it, we felt like they didn't like it. Like it was weird.
I feel like there were like interviews too, right? Where he was like saying we don't really like touch those movies or something. Or am I like,
no, you're right. He talks about it. And they he made a joke, I think it was through IGN, of like, we have Jar Jar's. Remember, you talk with this too, Jerry.
I was gonna say this is the part that I was like, man, shut up, JJ. I love you, JJ. Stop it, man.
Enable that and I think that's why it was a welcome and good change, even if you feel like he didn't deliver on this. That in his 9 press tour, he was like, this is not a sequel to 3 movies or just 6 movies. It's a sequel to 9 movies.
Yeah.
Or the 9th part of a 9 movie series. And, we could argue he didn't go nearly hard enough. Like there's a B1 battle droid in Babu's shop. And like, that's about it. But like, but it was nice that that attitude's gone. The attitude's been completely eradicated, but you can see it in this art.
You can see it right here. Now, the next one, this is the stuff that I loved. And some of these things did not make it in the book, though it is very clearly Christian Alsman concept art. This one never made it into the actual book, but it made it into the movie, weirdly enough, if you really think about it. Not so much the villain design, but the hero blade, and you can see a woman figure holding it while the other man figure's on the ground. So, like, there's a lot of things that may have been a Michael Art decision that we'll never really know until it comes down to the wire, because a lot of these things were made, and it says this in the Art of the Force Awakens book that Phil Stozak wrote, who's hung out in this chat before and tuned in when it comes to this stuff. He mentioned specifically in this book that they challenged Doug, Christian, all these guys to just, like Ian McCaig, just like draw what you would want to see, like what are some crazy visuals. And I think this whole like fight over ice was a big thing that was debated. And like the early shots, like, I don't know if you can see it on my screen even, but like this was the Jedi killer at one point, right? Like they were just going crazy with it, which I frankly love. And I wish they would tap into it. I'm sure they will one day. They're just going to wait 20 years to do it. This is one of those ones that made my mind go crazy.
And it has like, you can almost see like you said, like this is not a scene.
No.
And these are not characters that we have, but this has the DNA, not just of 7, but like this is the end fight of 7, but it's also like seemingly like an older, like this could also be, that's her master. Like, yeah, he looks sinister, but this could also be like when when Rey is, training and Luke is standing looking down at her and she cuts that stone on Octo. Like it has that energy too. It also has like the color palette, very much so, of like Hajime and 9. Like this is almost like a biblical sequel image. Like it's like a cave painting of the sequels.
God, I love it. It like makes me so excited because like this optimism that I still feel in my gut when I look at this is still how I feel about future stories. Like, give us new visuals. And like like you said, we've sort of gotten this visual now, but still the look and aesthetic of it, the framing of this. And I know you can't necessarily frame every shot like your concept art, but damn, does this excite me. And there's another really good one coming up that I love. This is numero uno. This is the one that I was like, they're going to do some weird shit with this, like half cyborg man with like half his face is like, it's got the Darth Vader thing, but like it's half fleshy. I'm like, we're going to get like Grievous 2.0 when I saw this. And, this could be a Daisy character. Rey's character, Kira, like this shit got me. I remember saving this to my phone in 2014 and being like, this is it. This is fucking it right here. Because it was so cool. Which is cool now to know that like Kylo Ren kind of does take on the role of like, I'm gonna kidnap her and she can't do anything about it, right? Like this really does happen, but visually not like this at all. And we'll see, there's early Maz stuff we'll look at as well. But man, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I love this one concept. This got me so excited.
Beautiful. Yeah.
It's
I liked it because I am a fantasy forward Star Wars fan. That's like my jam. I know for some people it's more the piloting, it's more the tech, like, but for me it was always like the magic of it. And a lot of the art was like it made, and tie that in with like that I had already like Peter Jackson pilled myself and was like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Like it just felt like I was gonna get a Star Wars epic fantasy, and to a certain degree, I did. Like I do think that 7, 8, 9 are very fantastical.
Yeah.
And they do the Jedi stuff beautifully throughout, and I think that Daisy catching the lightsaber in the third act is one of the most magical moments in movies
ever.
Like it's pure fantasy, but this art tells you that they were thinking about it that way. You won't see art like this when we get the art of Starfighter. No, that's a different thing. Even The Mandalorian is not this kind of art.
And like the other thing too, when it comes to this, is there was a weird potential of like new, fresh things being done. Not to say that the sequel trilogy didn't uphold that, which I believe it certainly did. But like, I would have loved a cyborg, creature almost like this. You know what I mean? Like this also is a fan of the opera vibe too, which we kind of do get in the sequels as well. And the next one's another really good one. The next one is of course early not Happabore. This is early, Scavenger what's that character called, Jerry? I'm blanking right now.
Tito?
Tito,
Tito.
yeah,
or whatever.
like you can see
Atarma
it's
Parqua, which I
yes.
still believe is like go fuck yourself.
And then look at
Oh, yeah.
this. I mean, early Jakku, like, and this is not in the book. This is not in the book. It's like, it's the cool thing about this, and this is why I wish they were doing a 10 years of the Force Awakens, which we can all bitch about that here. We have no one to
Yeah, this is
live up
honestly
to.
like kind of ridiculous.
This
I said this in private texts of ours earlier tonight,
Yeah.
but like we're doing more to celebrate this film's tenure right now than the company that made it.
Yeah.
And that is just like not
Fucking
cool. Like
disappointing.
I know we've got to
So crazy.
repost like reactions and reels to the Instagram account, but like while you're doing that, there should be like why is JJ Abrams hosting a Wake Up Dead Man screening
I know.
instead of a 10-year? Yeah, which cool. I'm glad that they're dunking on the people that think they have a beef. I think that's very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's ridiculous that there is no we should be able to sit down, have some popcorn, watch John Boyega like dance around his bad takes, listen to JJ explains themselves. We should like Larry Kasdan zoom in.
Yeah.
And then Gracie Abrams can like sing a song. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
I thought by June or July we would have gotten at least a Star Wars article that was like coming in, December. We're gonna celebrate the 10-year. And look, we're literally at this point 5 weeks away from the 10-year anniversary of this movie, and I've only seen 2 podcasts, us and Force Center, even remotely bring this shit up. And it's the craziest thing. And look, and this is the reason why I'm saying all this. There's still concept art that is out there that none of us have seen. Like this is not even in the Art of the Force Awakens book. None of these 3, all 4 of these never made it. So it's just, there's so much out there. They could literally do an addendum to this book, and I would buy it again. This one didn't make it, however. This lightsaber made it. I remember seeing this in the book. I can pull it up right now.
We should DM Phil right now.
Yeah, I'd be like, Phil, what are we doing, man? What are we doing, chat?
Phil, chat. Call Phil Sostek, chat.
No, we hung out celebration. He saw me go full. I'm not gonna say it. With Sam Witwer.
Yeah, dude.
But
this is trying to go to sleep.
You never go full Whitwer.
Never go full Whitwer. Look at this. This was also a really cool promise of this was, I think people, I remember someone read it literally expanding the image and making this a background. This was
yes, dude. Yes. And again, in terms of visuals that give you an indication of story, we did not know about Ben Solo.
No.
And unless you paid attention, you didn't know until you bought a ticket and watched the damn thing.
Yes.
That's who Kylo Ren was. That was, the secret. A lot of us found out or heard or whatever. But this though gave you the earliest indication that Skywalker or not, the Jedi killer is connected to the story somehow.
Mm-hmm.
The Jedi killer is either a relative or an acolyte or that the family story was going to be still the center of this, even though because I remember that attitude of we're not hearing much about Luke, Han, and Leia. It's all this girl, this guy, and this desert. It didn't, and I think seeing this in the art was oh, okay, this is 7. This is fucking 7 for sure.
Yes, dude. Oh man, and you're so right, because the lack of indication, even in this book, there's very few things looking at it now. The stuff that was used later, of course, they have the down. They have the down Death Star, which I think is pretty cool, which was, of course, used in The Rise of Skywalker, when they published this book, that wasn't necessarily the case. But this kind of stuff is the indicator of what's to come and what this what you said, what the character means. And look, it says this: prop Zorro hat, helmet burnt. It's crazy that they even have the lines on here. Now, this Rage Speeder fully manifested. I mean, that's exactly what it's like. And then there was a cut sequence, which we know about, where doesn't she race the quad jumper at some point? Here's an image of the quad jumper. Pretty sure there was a cut sequence that was shot and everything of her racing the quad jumper. And this,
so you can see she's a good pilot, right?
I think
show me your skills.
I think honestly that probably was the case. And they have Do you remember? This is so crazy. When VR was super early in its stages, there was a Force Awakens VR thing you put on, and you like go through a Star Destroyer, and you're like racing up against a group of pirates and stuff on Jakku. I don't know if you remember that. That was something I remember. I could pull it up. It's ridiculous. But here we go. Here it is. That's the exact quad jumper they explode. It's literally the Razor Crest. I mean, it's like the vibes are so similar. Yeah. Oh, this one was so cool. Oh my God. Walking into the cave, dark and light, which we essentially get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blue and red light meeting. Oh my God.
So mythic.
So mythic. Oh, and look, I mean, this is the surreal part. I'm not gonna lie. I got choked up looking at this earlier because I've bragged about it before. I'll brag about it here again. I've had the privilege to go to Lucasfilm with Pablo because I asked him if he can give us a tour, and I saw the model of this. So like to think all these years later, like the model they shot, to like reference it in CGI. I'm looking at this now going, oh my God. I remember looking at this concept art thinking, what the hell is happening here? And then seeing the actual model all those years later in Lucasfilm was just such a pinch me moment, right? And like, that's what this whole thing's about. That's why Star Wars is here for us, It's meant to do this. And look at this early Lore Santeca. Do you remember this shit?
Oh yeah.
He was supposed to be part cyborg. I remember that was
so Treasure Planet.
Yes.
The captain.
He was supposed to be part cyborg. I remember that. That was a big
This guy could get dropped into like Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Right in.
Definitely.
Well, like it looks like there's a Ralph McQuarrie sketch to the right that they based all on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it has that vibe. Another good one of Lore Santeca, who was supposed to be Lore Santeca. Yeah, look at that. Oh God, Treasure Planet's right, Alden. Did some schematics.
You have like a protocol droid eye on that one?
I think so. Yeah, that certainly is
so awesome.
Oh, the mouth too. This one's cool. This is Pirates Cove general layout plan. So it's weird. You see an X-wing, you see a Y-wing, but you think this is not Maz's. This is something else. Comparison. This might have been even for Rogue One, actually. I bet that's what this is. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like it looks like Yavin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, this shit's awesome. This is the fucking one. This one. They never put this motherfucker out there, man. God damn, this is cool. Oh, the crazy thing is,
this one shook me.
Pause. They did put a version of this out there, but it's not what you think it is. It's Luke. It's literally the same shot, but it's Luke doing it. Can you see it on my screen, Jay? I don't know if you can bring me up big.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Like legitimately the same exact shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
It says as Michael Art's outline for episode 7. So go back to the original one. Yeah, look at that. I love that. Oh, sorry. The cyborg looking dude with the human mouth, the metal face, and
this art really, like, this one really took off for me, man. This is where my speculation just went off the deep end with this one.
This is the thing that really, again, to that fantasy angle, it spoke to me in that way, but also again, the idea that this is a continuation of the first 6, the idea that this could be a relative was very much on everybody's mind, especially if you liked what is now Legends and was then the EU. You're thinking, is this Anakin? Is this Ben Skywalker? What is the angle here? And it's also very Shakespeare. This is Hamlet, and it just tells you what was on the mind. Like King Arthur was obviously on the mind because JJ brought back the blue saber instead of the green because he thought that the continuity would make it like Excalibur, that it would go across the 3 generations.
I would have liked
green, but I would have liked the green too. I see his point that the green doesn't go all the way back to Anakin.
Yeah.
But also I fucking like the green more. God. So I wanted the green. Thank you, Ryan, for the one shot of the green in those
One
3
shot.
flashbacks.
Well, we got the green. Don't we get the green?
Oh, we get the green in the training. Yeah.
Yeah, in the training scene.
Yeah.
We get the green in the training. And 9. Yeah,
Man.
you're right.
Nah, this
great.
is fucking peak though. That shit was awesome. I believe there's another one on here that's just as good. Oh, this
this
is
is the
one.
creepy
yeah.
one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Remember this one?
This one
It's
is almost
almost-
sexual.
Yes, dude. It feels a little sexual. of
Yeah.
like,
When you lock in on the sexual nature of concept art at the same time.
look at that. It's the weird lenses for the eyes and like the
Mhm.
fact that it's an upper lip being pulled.
It's the
yeah, it's like the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
little-
Shh.
Yeah.
no. There's just us.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I'm
This
not
is
gonna
almost
lie.
like this is like a freak villain. Like I want this character.
Let me please
Yes.
you. Yeah.
I was gonna say that. I was literally gonna say that I would have loved
Yeah.
something like this, where like
Yeah.
Mhm.
almost I wouldn't say sexy, but like something so grotesque and like so uncomfortable that like I think it would have turned a lot of people off. Honestly, I think it could
I
have been
agree.
too much. But who's to
I
say
almost
we-
don't think it could be in a 7, 8, or 9. This could be Acolyte season 2.
Yes,
This could be like I want a character like this. Like honestly, like if 9 would have to be very different, but like if the idea of the Sith Eternal, the idea of Exegol, like that's what this image feels like. Like there is some like because Star Wars doesn't have that yet. Like it did in Legends a little bit. Like there was different kinds of sexual. Talon's not really what I mean, but
yeah,
but like Star Wars doesn't have a Tim Curry and Ridley Scott's Legend.
Ooh.
Star Wars doesn't have a Dracula. Like Star Wars doesn't have a villain that is like there are sexy villains like Kylo Ren and Maul, but it's always like power. Like there needs to be this eventually. And now that woke is back, I think that it's a better time than ever.
Thanks for the reminder, Alden. Look, no, and you know what's funny, Jared? I almost wish for the opposite here. He says he wished that he would have became more cybernetic. However, there's the opposite of me, which I when I saw this, I thought, imagine if someone killed their victims and then put their skin on. And that's something I really thought. How
situation.
It's the slip. It's the flip of Vader, of the sense of like, you don't lose it and you get robot. Like you kill and then you like, and I think it's a little much for Star Wars.
I mean, I love The Last Jedi. I think it's incredible. And I think that Ryan did a beautiful job. And I've been fortunate enough to tell him that myself.
Yep.
That being said, one of my only criticisms of the film is that Ryan, and he acknowledges that he did this, that he backed off on the disfigurement of Kylo, because JJ puts a thick cut right across the middle of his face that should have gone from top of the eye over the nose, bottom of the eye, cheek. It was vicious, and Ryan moves it to the side and shrinks it.
Yeah,
and he knows he did that, and so whatever, he owns it, but like he changed that and he changes Snoke.
Yeah,
and I think the Snoke change is fine, but I do think that Kylo being uglied would have fit where he was at. I don't need this, and I don't even need limb loss, but I do think that he should have changed.
Well, that's the thing too. The best part about The Rise of Skywalker, to like then piggyback onto it, when Rey heals him, like it heals the scar. So like there is a kind of
so good.
Yeah, there's kind of an incredible thing there with, I made this mark on you. I'm gonna take it away from you. But
I do want the sexual freak.
Exactly. I was gonna say next. I still want the sexual monster. This is another big one.
Darth sexual freak.
This one right here. This is such a big indicator. I was convinced that Chewie would lose his right arm, and of course he gets shot there. I mean, it does happen, but this would be a great way to visually change. You know what I mean?
Can I say that too? I agree with you. I think that Chewie is wonderful in all the sequels. I think some of the best Chewie stuff is in the sequels.
Yes.
I do think that he just needed a visual change. Doesn't need to be this. But like Han is a man, so it's like it's easy to show that he got older. I think a gray streak or something, like there should have just been a thing.
Some
like,
gray up on the temples or something.
Yeah. And I know he's a different species, so, but like Jesus, here we go. A Jared convention story from the deep lore. This guy's not even here. By the way, he's out. Like I think
He's
Jared's
out
out
doing
having
things.
drinks. He's out having drinks, and he's in here talking about things he yelled at
Jesus.
the late Peter Mayhew.
Enjoy the evening, man. Come on.
But no, I agree. That would have been a pretty cool visual change. And like we know 3PO with the damn red arm. Like that was just that was my favorite JJ-ism. It's just
The
so
red arm.
classic. Well, he's like, well, he has a silver leg in A New Hope. You know, it's like that's like the whole reasoning. He's like, we have to give him a red arm. I'm like, this is just so.
And then then he walks it back at the end.
Yes, then it's gold waving away.
I must get my proper arm reinstalled.
That was also one of the only times that JJ acknowledged the publishing division.
Yes,
because in the behind the scenes of the DVD, he says that they're resolving the C-3PO arm story in a comic book.
In a comic. Oh man, another good one right here is this one. Because I believe this is our first real look at BB-8 as well. This is before the November trailer came out. This is October, so we didn't know BB-8 was a thing. We couldn't tell really what it was. We knew this was a droid, but we didn't know the shape of the droid right here. Of course, Anakin's blade. Obviously, a white version of course, who we get as Finn. What was his name again? On that's like right here.
He was Sam.
Sam. God bless. This one I don't believe is in the Art of the Force Awakens book either, but I love the Maz Kanata with like the weird little headpiece and almost looks like a veil across her eyes, but I think it's just like a lens. But this felt mythic in the dark, you know, and lighting a blade, and yeah, I love that concept art. That shit's awesome. Then there's another good one after this. Oh yeah, this is like what could have been Maz and Rey walking in there. More shots of the Falcon design. That's about it. Yeah, I think. Oh, nope. Another good one. God bless. How the hell did we get this so early? The down at with this was look, you see the quad jumper in there. You see that? I just noticed that. We got this is definitely in the concept art book, but like all these angles, the speeder. You know, we had no idea of what happened on this planet. There must have been a big battle of some sorts, which of course we figure out way later is the Battle of Jakku. But yeah, look at the big quad jumper right there with the cockpit from the Razor Crest. Like it's just such an iconic design. This is a really good one. I love this. So obviously this all led to one really huge thing. And I feel like it's something we should definitely watch just as friends, because it's, I mean, I don't know, this November drop, Black Friday, November, we're coming up on 11 years of this. And it makes me so sad that it's been that long. And again, we discussed this on Bombadcast last year, and we were like the only podcast that really even looked at this shit, the original teaser trailer.
They should start giving you guys like screeners and stuff.
I mean, yeah, and that wouldn't that be fucking nuts, man? Not like I spoke to the lady that does that. Yeah, they can't trust us.
No,
not like I wrote a book that promotes one of the most hated concepts in all of Star Wars. You know, not
you might
like
be, you might be too.
Scotty, who owns that myth, though? You know,
yeah. Oh,
AI, evidently.
Yeah.
Jared Leto owns the
let's
myth.
watch this next thing, man.
Have I told? I think last year I said like what we're about to watch. Like I woke up to it.
Yep.
And then I called my then girlfriend, and she was mad that I wanted to talk about this, but that I didn't want to hang out. And so then I hung up.
Hung up. Incredible. Yeah,
we're cool now, guys. We're cool. But yeah,
we'll watch this again just for the fun of it and being able to do this here as God bless the original Snoke voice.
Oh, fucking A, man.
There has been an awakening. Have you felt it?
10 years ago, 11 years ago.
I was up in Michigan for my first Thanksgiving here.
Wow. Look at this. The different BB-8 voice. We don't even get that shot. That shot doesn't even exist.
And that shot is different.
Yep. This shot
is not in the movie.
Not even in the movie.
I freaked the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
This shit made it. Cream.
The IMAX shot.
The perfect teaser.
Dude,
Truly-
I was like shaking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
God.
Every new scene, I was like, oh, whoa, oh, you know. I mean, like completely.
It's perfect. It's perfect. There's no story, but there's so much story. Like you
Oh
know
my
nothing,
God.
but you feel like you've just seen a whole new
It gave
fucking
so much.
world.
It really
And,
did.
I loved Crossguard Saber from day one. I rode for
Same.
it, as did Stephen Colbert, where Stephen Colbert explained it on air and was right. I think what he described technically is actually like canon. I love BB-8 so fucking much, and I think if you don't like BB-8, you're a cop.
Yep.
Yeah,
That.
absolutely.
Like honestly, like he's in that tier where it's like if you tell me you don't like him, you're being dishonest. Like you're being intellectually dishonest. This is not like we're not talking about Raylo. We're not talking about Eggate. We're not talking about anything that like could be a hot button issue. Like BB-8 is just so pure. And from this first shot, he stands alongside R2 and 3PO. Do you know how hard that is?
Unreal.
That he feels like he belongs with the two
Right.
of them. That didn't happen in the prequels. The
Nope.
prequels still had R2 and 3PO carrying the droid department.
They
And
never redid it. You're right. That's a
and
good
Clone
point.
Wars doesn't have a special droid. Resistance has droids, but they spin out of BB-8. Rebels gave us Chopper, and that's big, and we should acknowledge that Rebels kicks off new Star Wars.
Right.
But this guy is immediately perfect. Daisy's immediately perfect with the fudgesicle, as we called it. Her speeder, the
Oh
fudgesicle.
yes, the Klondike bar.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I got it
no,
right
this is
here,
a perfect teaser. God, you sequel haters, what is wrong with you people? I'm watching this movie.
The thing is,
Immediately.
though, Alden, as much as people want to say they hate these movies, I can tell you for a fact, and I'm not going to call it any of my family or my friends, everyone loved these movies when they came out. It's now the whole narrative that, oh, I don't know, these things were shittily written. It was so disjointed. You can tell. Like, I've got people that I literally was hanging out with last week. They're like, yeah, this and The Acolyte are terrible. I'm like, I don't know if I remember sitting next to you during this movie and you loving this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's the whole prequel thing where in 10 years from now, the kids that, were kids when this came out in 2015, when they're 5 or 6, are going to have control of the narrative when they're like 16, 17 years old. It's what we went through when it comes to the prequels, right? The other big one that I want to look at, of course, after this trailer came out, for those that weren't around, so many speculations and things. One of the bigger ones that I remember, y'all probably remember this, I hope y'all do, was that was Luke at the end. That was a big thing. Is that Luke with the crossguard blade?
I remember people, being hard on that.
Which this is it next in this? When is Annie Leibovitz with Vanity Fair?
I'll pull that up right now. Give me one
because
second.
we talked about that, and you and I were texting the other day.
Yeah.
And I was getting so frustrated at the Kylo Ren is Luke. Kylo Ren is Dark Luke. Luke is that's him with the because we saw Adam Driver maskless at Vanity Fair.
That's crazy,
Right,
dude?
Pay attention.
This
You guys
was
were watching Annie Leibovitz. You don't know.
no, it's crazy. This very well could be the very first May the 4th acknowledged drop ever. This came out on May the 4th, 2015. So this is about 6 months later. This is after the of course the huge trailer celebration 2015 in Anaheim. So what you're looking at here is the first official before Entertainment Weekly started putting out their thing, before Empire Magazine started putting out their stuff. Annie Leibovitz had the opportunity to capture these images of the cast and everything, and this is our first really good looking Phasma. I remember that shit. Yeah, look at this.
And at
God,
this point, we know it's Gwendolyn.
Yes.
And which we know now she was cast weeks before production.
Yes.
Because this was an unused Kylo Ren concept.
Yes.
And JJ rejected it.
Yeah.
But it didn't get moved. And Kathy saw it and she really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she said that this could be another character. And then he used the title of the movie Phantasm, mixed it around,
Yes.
called the character Phasma, and it was a man.
Mm-hmm.
And it was going to be like a nothing actor. Like it was going to be just like a background or like a stunt person or whatever, presumably. And then they decide, oh, what if it's the lady from Game of Thrones?
Yep. Yep. And at this point, I don't know if I think we do get a glimpse of Hux in this as well. Lupita Nyong'o as
that was huge.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Remember, she's already Academy Award winner, Lupita Nyong'o at this point.
Right.
This is a very hot casting choice.
Okay, here we go, Alden. This is so cool. Go
these
off.
These people aren't paying attention to this shit. Look at
that. Yeah.
Like, you're gonna tell me Kylo Ren's Luke? We fucking saw Kylo Ren. Now, I do remember, and I was saying this to you, Scotty. I do remember chatter, and which I understand is reasonable chatter of like, can we trust the Vanity Fair images? Like, is this just the actor in the costume, or is this the final look?
Yeah.
Because sometimes Vanity Fair is just an artistic representation of the film.
Yeah.
For example, the Rise of Skywalker photo shoot is full of shit that doesn't happen. It has Lando and Poe in the cockpit together.
Yes.
It has Luke and R2, and Luke looks way less ghostly. He's just like kind of material. And so I do understand people's caution. People thought, well, maybe, you know, they're just showing you because it's the guy from Girls. Like, this is more of a set thing, not a narrative thing, you know. And then he ended up looking exactly like this.
But that's the thing.
Well,
no, speak, Jerry. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say. Well, all I was gonna say was, I mean, in Devil's Advocate, in their defense, he does just look like he's dressed like Yzma from Emperor's New Groove here. You know.
You know, it's funny too. I was texting Alden, like, he looks so soft, and like we didn't realize that would be part of his character this time. You know, we had no idea that this was going to be the Prince of Darkness.
Like,
you know?
many people were saying that it was going to be Han and Leia's kid, but there was no way to know for sure.
Yeah.
Unless you saw particular leaks. But
but even though, like, you look at
he is good Harrison son casting.
Exactly. He's perfect for it. I was going to say that next. But like, here's another great one of like, you know, someone got lucky with Annie Leibovitz taking these incredible photos. So it makes me think she was on set for a lot of stuff, but this could be backlot shit. I can't tell. JJ's not dressed for Abu Dhabi right here. So this very well could be backlot of, you know, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit.
No cargo shorts. Not real.
No, it's probably not real. But like, you look at it, Daisy's on the speeder bike. We don't really get this shot of wherever she's supposed to be at. Another great one, right?
Dude,
people seem to forget this. Oh my God, look at that.
My fucking squad right here.
Yeah.
Dude,
Dream blunt rotation.
Dude,
yeah,
they are.
Yes.
JJ, look at JJ. He's literally like, we saw you from across the bar. And we like your vibe.
Oh yeah. Look at Kathy sitting. Look, Kathy with her legs up, man. Just like sitting in that chair. Look at that.
The cool. She's still like the cool one.
Yeah.
The rest of them are dweebs. Larry Kasdan is for sure. Like, he looks like he just smoked a joint. And then and then John's like, I'm actually like legitimately a genius, and I always end up hanging out with nerds.
John, what's crazy? John is like gotta be 89 in this image, which is even more crazy that he's still alive
and
like,
working
and scoring another film.
A Spielberg movie right now as we speak.
I wonder too how, and like, I'm trying to see. Oh, so back here it's really weird. They've got like the propaganda posters, you know, like from like almost Star Tours. It's like Alderaan by moonlight. Like, they have all that shit. That's so cool. Whose office could this have been? Oh damn it, where's the rest of them? Hold on. Where's the one of Daisy? Maybe, you know, maybe this is like a second drop. Alden.
That Oscar one is so fucking good too.
Let's see.
That's crazy. Yeah,
that's
crazy
TLJ.
cool.
Oh, The Last Jedi.
There's is this it? No, damn it. Where's the one of Harrison? The one that you sent the other day.
That's the cover of the magazine.
Okay,
let's go to Google Images for it.
Okay,
Google Images, the Vanity Fair Force Awakens, because it's the magazine cover, not
there. It is. There it is.
Yeah.
God, how iconic! Hold on, I'll go to this tab. Look at this shit.
I stared at this
for
hours.
Fuck, hold on.
I used to have this magazine. I've lost it in my move and stuff like that, but I used to have this cover.
Look at that.
I mean, I loved every bit of it, but I stared at Harrison for hours because I just could not, because like obviously we had Chewie, we're home, like we knew what the look was, but like I was because it's almost like they did less than I wanted, but it was still perfect.
Mhm,
I imagined
mhm.
Han. There's art of what I kind of imagined, in the art of like
Mhm.
a long duster, a goatee,
Yeah.
like more visibly Clint Eastwood, and they really went minimal. Just like take the jacket, make it leather, gray up the hair. He doesn't need a beard, and it's so fucking perfect. And he looks so happy in the image.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yes.
so proud of the kids that he's working with, and that was the beginning of the Force Awakens press. Really felt like this beautiful friendship between like John Boyega and Harrison and all that comedy, and it was like the guy that you always thought would never come back, and like he's the one that's out in front, not Mark.
Yeah.
You would think
Right.
that it would be Mark, but like leading with Harrison was such an endorsement.
Yes, it was. That's what made it feel so big. Another thing too, we don't ever see Daisy Ridley in this headpiece at any point in the movie, and it's
Well,
funny.
when she's
It's at the
first
very
gathering
beginning.
and
Oh,
dropped
the
down,
very beginning.
yeah, because
but
she's
it,
masked and she takes the thing off.
it seems like in the trailers it would have been way more of a big thing, a big indication of it, But
I remember
like,
people also thinking that she was a Jedi based on this costume.
yes,
Mhm.
I was gonna say
Like
that.
already a Jedi. Yeah.
I was gonna mention this too. I remember looking at this image, and how old is she? Right? Hey Google, how old is Daisy Ridley?
33 years old.
Okay, so I'm 30. I remember looking at this as a 19-year-old and thinking, "Oh my god, I'm so close to the same age as this woman." You know what I mean? Like, this was the first time I felt that way about Star Wars, because you watched,
Mhm.
maybe Jake Lloyd, that's the only other time I felt that way. But here
Yeah.
I am experiencing new Star Wars, and I see this young lady who's only 3 years older than me, and then I see John Boyega, who's almost similar, and thinking to myself, like, that's someone I could potentially date. I'm not kidding.
It's like kind
that's
of
how it
like
felt.
growing up with the Harry Potter kids, but for the next stage of our
Yes,
lives.
yes.
Mhm.
It was
For young adulthood.
Well, because she got the role at 19, I'm pretty sure. So she would have been like 22 here, And
Mhm.
God, don't even get me started. When we get to like the trailer and hype leading to this movie of her in bed watching the trailer, I get to be so emotional. Her
Oh,
like
and
crying.
John like jumping over the couch.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
God,
Yeah.
that'll be a whole nother discussion that I'm just so excited for. But yeah, this was May 3rd, 2015. So this is like right before
Oh, by the way, don't forget the fucking hydraulic door smashed Harrison Ford's leg.
yes.
Oh yeah. Oh,
And
I
that was-
remember. Oh yeah.
Harrison got hurt. Like that was literally like the president has been shot. Like that
Yeah.
was and arguably more important. Like it was just
Was-
like
Was
such
the
a big
plane?
thing.
Was the plane crash also before Force Awakens as
Yeah,
well?
I think
Remember
so.
when he like
Yes.
had to land on the golf course and everything?
Yep.
Harrison
Yeah.
Ford continuously just playing himself in every movie.
Mhm, mhm.
There was another leak that just popped in my brain that I forgot about. Let me make sure I can jog my memory on it again. There was so many leaks after all this stuff came out that ended up being fake and true. One of them that no one talks about that I think I'd write my next book on this shit was the leak of Empire Strikes Back Luke having a full
Which
ass.
is real.
It's just real. No
Look
one
up.
talks
You can
about
find
this.
you can find an image of the stunt guy looking
I
like
got
Mark.
it right here. I mean, I
Yeah.
am. Hold on. Empire
It
Strikes
would have been a part of when she touches the saber and has the visions.
Yep.
That sequence would have been a little bit longer. And when she's in the hallway, we get the hallway. And when she's in the hallway from
Yeah.
Bespin, she would have like come through the door and looked down at the fight. So it didn't need they weren't going to CGI the guy's face because it would have been like, what does it look like looking down at I am your father, essentially?
Yes.
Mm.
This
Is
is
my
the
understanding.
craziest thing.
Yeah.
No one talks about this shit. This is
Mhm.
fucking
Oh
nuts.
fuck! I remember this.
And like
Yeah.
they said,
Oh,
Vader
shit.
was on set. They
This
said
is
they had
a lot.
a full-on
much.
Vader suit on set for this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one talks about how fucking crazy this is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it drives me nuts. Like, this was such a huge leak that came out like a year later. Like, it wasn't a new thing. Like, this was a huge drop. Robert Bolter was his name.
Mm.
Robert Bolter. Oh, God. Hold on. Let's see. So there's a whole Screen Crush article about 50 Force Awakens rumors that turned out to be true from the wonderful site called Screen Crush. Robert Bolter plays a young Luke Skywalker in the movie. Jesus. Oh, there's a better look at it somewhere. I think there's 2 shots I'm seeing in my head. Luke Skywalker. But of course, we'll look at some of the other ones that we will discuss as well. Like here we go. Here's the original article that I'm seeing it on. This is it. Holy shit. This actually gets me a little horny. This is fucking crazy, man. Dude, look at this. Who would have thought? Like, this is nuts. This would have been the coolest thing because it would have been a Force vision, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, and then of course, here's the other one. Here's the one we were talking about earlier. Oh God, I remember seeing this the night before I saw the Force Awakens, and it ruined me.
Look at him. He's caught.
Oh, dude. I'm pretty sure I saw it right before too, and I was like, I would do this thing where I was like actively telling myself, forget that, forget that.
I
You have to forget this.
But I was also, I couldn't look away. And somebody very well-meaning, it was my friend Brittany. Shout out Brittany. I love you. You're great. She sent it to me in Facebook Messenger thinking that I would be excited. And I was so angry, but I couldn't not look. But it also did add to where's Luke, because
yeah.
I mean, like I said this, like we also had the Mark Hamill standing outside of Pinewood with arms crossed, looking fucking yoked, looking like fucking Luke. And he's got Nathan Hamill's little toy on the thing. So that combined with this, I was like, dude, Jedi Luke, Master Luke's a bad motherfucker. Like,
yeah,
I was like, he's gonna be like, because we already had the shot of, from the end of trailer 3 of Kylo going at Finn, and I thought he's gonna kick Finn's ass. And
yes,
Luke Skywalker's gonna save Finn, and he's gonna look like a fucking wizard. And that was not what happened.
Oh my God! Look at your co-host. Look at this.
Oh, let's see. Gonna produce. Only Scotty and I can produce on this show.
Yes. Okay? He thinks
He's asking me if I approve the thumbnail. Yes. But you didn't send it to me. I'm looking at my text.
Mando needs to go. If you need to go, Alden, you need to go handle Mando.
He's just upset because he can hear something else out there. It's fine. I'll mute.
Okay. The thing is, like, God, there's not much more in here. Here's some more little leaks from Star Wars Newsnet. God, this will. I'll make this my phone background. I mean, that is just fucking crazy. Still to this day, the only official shot that just shows that there's so much more out there. Like JJ can finally come out and be like, yeah. Like if I had a chance to ask JJ, and like not even for clickbait, it'd be like just like my questions for George Lucas might all be about midichlorians. It'd be like, dude, just tell me how you cooked with this scene. Like, is there an original 3 shot of all 3 of our main heroes together, bringing Ben to his first? Yeah, he just needs to unclench and just be okay with deleted scenes, man. I mean, come on. Like you're fine. You're not compromising anything. You're not compromising.
If I could talk to J.J. Abrams, I would put a lot of effort to try to make him feel good about deleted scenes.
Yes.
Important question from Ken in the chat, by the way.
Yeah, here we go.
What do you say?
Yeah, did you cover Plagueis' staff yet? That was fun. Stares in the camera for you. Ken, I remember listening to those conversations as I was driving at my college recruiting job.
The important thing to remember
thanks for the memories.
The important thing to remember about Plagueis' staff is that Kathleen Kennedy is a great producer, but she's not a Star Wars fan.
What was the
legendary producer? Not that The Last Jedi is it's a good Rian Johnson movie. It's not a good Star Wars movie.
What's the hold on? There was that one thing where someone brought up Plagueis to Daisy Ridley. What was that?
Why do people say these things to such wonderful women?
Hold on, wait. The Force Awakens, Darth Plagueis.
I don't know, man.
Daisy Ridley. I'm trying to. It was definitely at a con, and it's like the only con that Driver went to. God, what was it? You know what I'm talking about, though.
I imagine anyone asking like Daisy.
They did a panel.
That was it. I wonder if I could find it.
That was also because that was Chris Hardwick hosted the panel, and then they did all the new cast, and then one by one did the original cast. And Harrison Ford came out last. And then they all do the line that they had a hard time reading in 77, and Harrison, they address the injury like kind of in a funny way. They're like, "You feeling good?" I love that panel. Let's watch that whole panel right now. I love that panel.
Hold on. There's one part where let's see. I wonder if there's someone that put it in the tags. I don't think so. But there was one part where someone asked her about Plagueis, and JJ was like, no. I think it was maybe something they wanted to work with later. I don't remember. This would be a great thing to watch at some point, though. God, what a good this is part of the Bombad schedule. We do have this schedule.
This is also that this is when Harrison Ford like shows that he's media literate and other people are not. Because someone asks him about themes, about like what new themes, and he says, I think it's about an extension of themes. It's almost as if he understood the material.
Yeah.
That he had to work with, you know.
One of my all-time favorites. Now I don't know if anyone else has any other favorites. I know if I could do a whole entire this next one, I could do a whole entire discussion on this one alone. This is my all-time favorite Force Awakens like rumor thread. I even alluded to it in our social media post. I have seen The Force Awakens twice now. AMA. I wish our friend group existed in this era because the fucking chaos we would have caused. Because people were so pissed about this shit.
Yeah.
God bless. Jerry, do you remember this one at all? This is the classic.
No, I think I completely missed this one. I completely
if this show is particularly Bombadcast, if Bombadcast existed then, you guys would have done an episode that's like Rip Glorton has seen The Force Awakens.
We can still do that. Yeah.
He was at the test screening.
So here's the kicker, and this is the one that caught fire. I remember this was something from at least till 2017. Any questions you have about the movie, ask away. I posted the twist in Star Wars Leaks last week. After my first viewing, after my second, I have a reason to believe people will be debating whether Kylo Ren survives Snoke's rage. This is the best one. Here we go. Is there anything said between Luke and Rey at the end? Yes. Rey tries to keep up her tough exterior and says, I think this belongs to you, trying to hand the lightsaber. Luke does no such thing, embracing her, saying, my baby girl. And that's the last line of the movie.
We were talking about this the other night. I never saw this, but my baby girl. Oh my God. I will say, even coming out of The Force Awakens, I thought she was related to him somehow.
Sure.
Somehow.
Yeah. Which would be cool. You know, you would have gotten like cousin.
Well, I mean, sure. Like yeah. I thought it was like a separated at birth type of thing with her and Kylo or something. Yeah. Maybe. But I can't remember. It's so long ago, and it was not correct. It was not correct.
It's not correct.
My baby girl is like is ridiculous. It's redonkulous.
I love my baby girl. That's the last line of the movie.
My baby girl.
My baby girl. Someone said this is the worst and best thing on Reddit. Who says I got a bad feeling about this? Finn. God, this is so classic. Okay,
I was never a Rey daughter person.
Okay,
I was not. That just not didn't feel. I don't know. My Rey. I was more on like the because I said this to you guys. Like somebody had messaged me around this time and said one true thing and one false thing, and they were like, okay, so here's the thing. Finn. He's named Finn because it's from like an alphanumeric like military ID. And that was true.
Yeah.
And then they said, and in the second act of the movie, Rey learns that her real name is Kira Solo.
Oh.
And that she's Han and Leia's kid. And so
yeah,
that was more in my brain than anything else.
Yeah.
But then once you're watching the movie, you're like, unless they do like another twin separation or something, but their ages don't even feel right. Like, I don't know, but I was never a Luke. And then even after the movie, when people are like, well, he looked so sad when he saw her. That has to be his kid. I had my own fucking shit. I was completely in a different zone.
Yeah.
No, I was totally in that. Ooh, it's his daughter. Look, it was. I hadn't opened my heart yet.
Yeah.
I was closed off.
God, mine was the
this
whole.
could be one thing. right?
Mine was the whole tombstone debacle. It's like, that's Mara Jade's headstone. You know, that's what he's
Oh, yeah, I
standing
remember.
in front of.
Oh, I remember the headstone shit, man, for years, and it's still just a fucking rock, man, which is crazy, which is awesome.
Look at this one. This one's amazing. There are Knights of Ren present in the movie. Hux does not die. Snoke violently lashes out at Kylo right before the scene. Luke and Rey are reunited, and it will be a hot debate topic whether he survives that thrashing. Kylo wears Vader's mask in Act 3. Han and Chewie are flying a fucking Star Destroyer when they use a tractor beam to draw in the Falcon. That's such a wild line. Yeah, no, this is I just love this era.
I guess I can see why you would think that it's the hangar of a Star Destroyer. I guess
Yes.
if you saw like a previs of it or something.
Mm-hmm. You know, this was a really cool time. I wish we could explain it to people like Eli, you know. And not to say that like
He was busy learning fucking shapes at the time.
Woodsy's had a bunch of great comments tonight, but imagine in The Hunt for Ben Solo, Ben calls Rey baby girl.
This last one, this is the last thing I'm going to share. This is obviously way long ago, but this is going to bring all of us back to what the early internet was like. This is from Internet Archive. This is from 2002. This is, I remember reading this in 3rd grade after Revenge of the Sith came out, thinking that episode 7, 8, or 9 were in the works. This is from, it says created by George Lucas, but it was from a website called supershadow.com, which obviously turned to be a fake website, but this is the script.
Like Super Shadow, like Sonic Super Shadow?
I don't know, but it says Star Wars Episode 7, The Fallen Hero. And it's 40 years.
Website say anything about big booty Latinas or anything?
Let's look. But like, this is the whole plot. 40 years have passed since the events of.
What was your? This is a great subtopic because I forgot about the Fallen Hero. What was your favorite fake title that 7 had?
Oh my god, that's a good one.
Because I always think about because it was always presented like the person was sure they were right?
Yeah,
like it was like inside information has revealed that it is Star Wars Episode 7, The Ancient Fear.
The Ancient Fear was the one I really liked. I love The Ancient Fear. That one was really, really good.
It was spooky.
God,
very spooky.
A Fallen Empire was one of them.
A New Dawn had been thrown around pretty much. Every fucking time they make a movie, they throw around a New Dawn, and then that ended up being the book.
God, this synopsis is incredible. There's 40 years after Return of the Jedi, the galaxy is mostly peaceful under the New Republic. Luke Skywalker and Mara Jade Skywalker are married with a son, John J.H.
Mara Jade Skywalker.
Mara Jade Skywalker. While Leia and Han continue diplomatic work, the Jedi Order has flourished again with training facilities spread across the galaxy, one being Cloud City on Bespin. One training session during the Bespin attack, hundreds of dark Jedi wearing advanced Darth Vader-inspired armor. They storm the city with jetpacks seeking to steal Jedi holocrons. After fierce battles, the Dark Jedi's hilarious, succeed in stealing several holocrons before retreating to the clouds aboard hidden ships called TIE Ragers.
Oh man, I went to a couple of TIE Ragers in college.
But it has to do with cloning, and they're cloned Vader in forms of Luke. I mean, it's such a different time. The one thing too, it was one last thing I wanted to bring up. It was the fake posters. Let me see the fake posters. Hold on. Episode 7 Star Wars posters. There was so many good ones leading up to this. Hold on. Fake. Remember there was one that
the one that you already posted to your socials. That right there is like
that's the classic.
Mandalorian Adam Driver is so funny.
This shit is a nightmare
with the bowl cut or whatever he's got.
And also, I will forever love that like they photoshopped.
It looks like he's in Don Quixote.
They photoshopped Carrie to Mon Mothma, but then for Harrison and Mark, they did nothing.
Nothing.
No effort.
Nothing. The John Boyega head floating is incredible. Daisy being a princess is great. The Disney Parks 3PO and R2.
Using the one image of Daisy that we had.
Yes.
The only images that you could find of Daisy Ridley was her IMDb headshot. That
Uh-huh.
was it, and her as a corpse in that crime
Yes.
show. So I think it's Silent Witness.
yeah.
So it's
Re-
like, and like all these British actors are dead bodies on that show at some point.
Is
But-
that Llewyn Davis version of Oscar?
and of
Isaac?
Oscar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Space Llewyn Davis.
The Chewbacca from Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, pull up Jared's comment.
What did he say?
This
Hold on, I got
poster
it.
belongs in the Lucas Museum.
It really does.
This is narrative art.
Good night, man. Oh my god. Yeah, there was a couple of funny ones at the time. They had the Gonk one as well. Oh, look, here's this one. Every end is a new beginning. And it's like a destroyed version of the Falcon. Oh man. God, what an era. February 9th of 2013. That's a long time ago.
See, and now you would, if you had 7, 8, and 9 coming out now, you would have like the word you don't have this craftsmanship anymore. It would be
No.
like AI bullshit.
Yeah.
You know?
God, isn't that lame? Isn't that crazy? Oh yeah, look at this motherfucker. Oh my god. This is great. Man, thank God for Pinterest. These are a ton of really good ones. Hold on. Do y'all see? Y'all can't see this. Give me a second. I'm trying to share this one.
Yeah, hold on.
So like this is just a collection of all of them. God, War, Aftermath. Like I remember
I remember
all
the
those.
Aftermath one. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, the episode 7 with the broken Star Destroyer. I
Yes.
remember. Yeah.
Oh man. Everything this awful hope return.
Oh,
Yes.
that Boba Fett
Yes.
poster.
Yes. The force
God,
shall
we used
free
to
you.
be a real culture.
The
all of you
Force shall free you.
AI users out there, some of you that have YouTube channels and fancy yourselves journalists, like this is real. All right,
This
human
is how
beings.
it's done.
Human beings. You used to do this, and you used to do Raimi Spider-Man 4 because you didn't have a girlfriend, you didn't have anything else to do. This was
Put
real
Adam
life.
Driver as Don Quixote on your poster. Do it.
Yes.
You just do it.
God, you fucking cowards. Now
Every
you're all like,
empire.
oh, show me Sydney Sweeney as fucking Jaina Solo. You fuck. This is real. You don't need ChatGPT to show you this. Man-made. Look at that Star Destroyer. God, I hate you fucks.
This is great. I just love all the taglines. Every empire needs an emperor.
That's gold.
The taglines are awful.
The force
Oh
lives
my
on.
god.
Look at, oh God.
What even is Boba Fett doing here in that episode 7 poster?
The force shall free you. Oh my god.
The Force shall set you free.
God, I want to make this my
This is what I've been waiting to talk about all night, by the way, is the fake posters. This was my like exciting, like, you know, I mean, just like, man, they didn't even like at that one poster, they didn't even like put a lightsaber in a girl's hand. You can't do that, you know.
Can't do that.
God forbid.
She can't
It's
do
just
that.
like girls in Star Wars are princesses and politicians, you
Yep.
know.
God, what a special time. I love talking about this with y'all tonight. This meant a lot to me because this is the stuff that like this and look, we'll say it here and we said it earlier. This is what drove us as a fandom for 2 whole years. We had nothing but Rebels and this. And I didn't even watch Rebels till The Force Awakens came out. I just didn't
I was
watch
watching
it.
Rebels on the road on a very irreputable site because I didn't have Disney XD, right?
I was watching it on Disney XD, but I was a doubter. That's the thing, is that I was a
Wow.
Rebels doubter. So my mentality was that, well, the movie is coming and this is gonna not be good. Because I remember I was in the mall and there was a Rebels poster in the window of the Disney store, and it was the characters around Ezra, and Ezra was doing the slingshot, and I was like, a fucking slingshot. This is gonna be.
We were so dumb back then.
Stupid. And then I watched it. I was just like, oh, is this like the greatest thing ever? And it is.
Yeah, it is.
Had you seen Clone Wars up to that point, Alden?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
had? Okay.
Up through because they were on Netflix at the time still. The Lost
Right.
The Lost Missions.
Last Missions.
That was so hype. That was the era of Star Wars we were in, where like they would throw you a fucking bone and give it an epic title.
Yes.
There's a few more episodes of
The
from
Force
Cartoon
shall set
Network.
you free. Yeah.
Every empire needs an emperor. That legit sounds like the tagline for an Emperor's New Groove sequel.
It does.
Not for Star Wars Episode 7.
Hey, see, we brought it back around. You know,
We did.
Ah.
Yeah, no, this has been a very fruitful discussion. You know, I'm very thankful that we've gotten so much from all this, and we've had the chance to talk about this and analyze this the way we have tonight. It does really deeply remind me of time before I had anyone like y'all in my life. You know, really, that would be like my go-to Star Wars people that weren't idiots. You know, and we've had a lot of things given to us since then, and I still am shocked. We've had some things. That's right.
That's Trump's third term campaign slogan. Every empire needs an emperor.
No,
That's okay.
no, because woke is back.
Woke is back.
Woke
They got
is
us
back.
No,
Sequels, we back up.
I'll never forget, you know, being able to go through this stuff when it happened. And this is something that gets a little deep here. You know, 10 years ago, Kay and I's relationship just started, and here I am 10 years later. Now it's over. And it was she was there through all of this, and that's a surreal thing to bring up. Jerry, the same for you and, you know, Allison and stuff like that. And I know you've had flings, Alden, that lasted a long time too, and that could have spanned this thing. But you know, we've had a lot taken away from us. But the worst part, through every bad relationship, through everything we've been through, it's still a fucking shame that this was taken away from us. That's my tag. That's what I'm ending on. That's my big thought.
Like a time traveler comes back and lands right now and is like, you can save your previous relationship, or you can have. Look, I don't know why this guy's Morpheus, or you can have flashback. You can have flashback.
He's like pills. We travel through time by taking psychotropic drugs.
Look, we are all tripping balls, and we have access to the Lucasfilm vault.
If I had my way, and this is without hyperbole, I would I want to see this on set. I would be like, Morpheus, just take me to this day. Like, just let me sit in this room and let me watch Vader that would not show up till Rogue One walk through this hallway and shoot this scene that was so clearly shot.
And also, what's interesting about the scene too is that I know it would have been quick, but Rey knows the legend of Luke Skywalker. So it wouldn't have been like a confusing image to her. She would know what she's seeing.
Yes.
That's the other thing. Or you would think.
God, if I could have a make-a-wish, this would be my fucking make-a-wish. Like, let me just watch this. I'm dying, JJ. Let me see
if
this.
I had a make-a-wish. But we
can do fanboys too.
This isn't JJ's like iPhone gallery, like all the way up.
Dude, you know he was on set taking pictures of Vader and Luke, like about to go at it.
On his phone, inside of a box,
and
inside
also,
of another box, inside of another box, inside of a safe.
You have Lawrence Kasdan there too, who wrote
that. Oh fuck! God, this is gonna make me not sleep tonight. I'm gonna look at this
to
again.
Watch an Empire recreation while sitting next to Larry, being like, you know, I wanted to kill Han.
I finally get there. Yeah.
Where we might be 30 years late, but George is not here to argue.
That's a good character. You could do that character pretty well one day.
Kasdan fucking kills me. Like when Kasdan zoomed into the light and magic panel because he had COVID.
Yes,
it was like they couldn't just let the fucker sleep. They still made it.
Dude, you gotta think too.
Remotely.
If he's LA, it would have been a 12-hour time difference. So it would have been like 1 a.m. You're right. I didn't even think about that because we were in Japan together, and he was unbelievable.
Woodsy is killing me in these comments here. Youth pastor Luke Skywalker.
No,
this is the type of guy that like makes a pass at your girl at the Celebration Hotel bar.
I mean,
absolutely.
If he could tell me more about this scene, I would let him bang my girlfriend in Mikey McCoy's hotel room. Like, I don't care who it is. This is
And I was like,
bad.
you're speaking to J.J. Abrams in this instance?
Yes, I guess so. If y'all don't mind, wax some poetic, and we'll sign this thing off. I can't thank y'all enough for doing this with me, because this is an
No.
episode that I've like honestly thought about for the past 6 years of doing this whole show. Is like,
Oh yeah.
this is like something that I remember being so important to my understanding of how these movies would function and how obsessive I got.
Can I make a
This
last minute
Luke-
recommendation?
This Luke says baby girl. Sorry.
That Luke does say
Jerry,
baby girl.
every beautiful time I try to wrap
That's
up,
true.
Jerry pulls up a fucking Woodsy comment.
I'm sorry. I'm
Every
sorry.
Wait, can I make a recommendation for something that we can look at real quick before we end it?
Yeah, please.
I think pulling up a trailer might fuck you guys and like get the video taken down. But let's pull up the in the room Anaheim reaction.
Oh yeah, please. I can do that. Hold
To
on.
that. Because that I think is kind of like the end of the leaks era and the beginning of the real era.
Chewie, we're home.
Chewie, we're home in the
Chewie, we're home.
Anaheim room is kind of like that was when the leak culture died and we moved into real promo. I
That
think.
was right. I'll
It's
never
kinda the
forget
end.
that. Are you ready? Here it is. God bless. I remember watching
go.
this shit. Fuck, this was great.
Who wants to see a new teaser?
Ken was in the room, wasn't he?
I think so. Yeah. I was not, but I was dying to see these things.
And I know that we've said thank you a lot to you guys, but I just need to say it one more time on behalf of Kathy and myself, and to everyone who's watching, who's not here. We cannot thank you enough. The energy that you guys are throwing our way is evidence of the Force, and we couldn't be more grateful.
We'll never get this
and
back.
We want to show
Hate to
you,
say it.
this is our second teaser, and we're very excited for you to
Oh,
see
he was
it.
on his
We
way
hope you
to
like
Anaheim.
it. But mostly, thank you so much for
Thank
all
you.
of your support.
Thank you.
Ken was busy being a rock star.
We're cooked.
Come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
man. That French horn.
I remember seeing this every like bit of my first look. Like the first month of being with Katie, we went and saw movies, and this was before every movie in June.
Oh, Mark.
My father has it. I have it. My sister has it.
But
You have that power too.
Jesus Christ, man. This right here, the music.
Yes.
here we go.
Chewie. We're home.
Shut up, man.
Chills, man. Still chills. Play it again.
This is the closest I feel to really being at church.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Play it again. Play it again. God damn. Oh, and that's Bresnikan right there before he went crazy.
Yeah.
This, the closest thing, and I mean this very seriously. It's gonna sound like I'm making a joke, but I mean it. This, the feeling of Chewie, we're home, is the only similar sensation to 2008 Obama.
Wow.
Like it is really like it is the same
Living out.
emotionality of just like, yeah, you fully live out. And I guess we kind of got there this week with Zoran.
We get
But,
we
like,
get We have
But,
that
like,
with Mom Donnie a little bit.
you just feel like it was impossible to doubt. Like
Yeah.
the feeling of seeing Chewie We're Home was like any doubt that anyone cast at Abrams, any doubt that anyone cast at the company, like you cannot deny that. And there will never be a trailer moment like it again because the chemistry can't be recreated.
Yeah.
You can't get the right amount of time with the right actor, with the right character, with the right amount of years, with everything that we went through, with Harrison's personal arc. You're never gonna get that again. There's nothing that you can do.
Yeah.
That is the greatest trailer moment of all time. Period.
Number one. And no, it's funny. This is the difference of culture. And if you look at this now, they don't scream for every single little cut. Whereas, and if you watch, our reaction video, The Rise of Skywalker, like it would say this Christmas, and it was like, "Wah!" Like, it was like it was everyone can say what they want about these movies, but this was truly almost every trailer was phenomenal.
Yeah.
This, however, was just the fucking greatest.
The after the This Christmas and the build of the music is fucking incredible.
My sister.
Oh, that being in the movie.
You have that power too.
No one screams right here, but it's the shot after they go nuts for. I want to watch the movie right now. The hand.
And thinking that this is Han flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chewie. We're home.
That's how we're going to wrap it up, boys.
Incredible.
God, what a time to be alive. We're
Just
so
the
far
most-
past it.
The
It's
most perfect thing.
It is.
It's insane.
this entire run up to this movie is what got me into listening to podcasts
That was it.
and things like that,
Mhm.
and like had that not happened, just this entire era, like you're saying, like we found each other because of all of this, and so
Yeah,
it's-
and
it's beautiful.
this is when Alex and Molly started their channel, and I remember finding them in like January of 2016 as Star Wars Minute. Like, it's like so weird how much this all really just
It was a catalyst.
avalanched. It was it. Yeah, it was it. And like and Alden said it best, like we were all completely disconnected,
Mhm.
and everything was starting to thread its way back. And then by the time we get to Chicago in 19, and everyone can cite that as like the not even the bubble. It's like the blow that formed the bubble. And then, the podcast bubble existed for so long, then it popped and so many shows have stayed or remained, or different iteration shows have existed. And it's the coverage has changed. The way in which things are covered has changed,
For the worst.
Yeah, for the worst, right? I mean, like now a show like this barely gets 100 views, where a TikTok about Bib Fortuna's asshole will get a goddamn million views. And
So you
It's
saw
the
my
moment.
TikToks.
you'll get a press box for the next movie. You get invited just to.
It's like,
Sorry, I'm getting mad.
it's
just-
okay. It's okay. Listen, by the way, I want to pitch this as a TikTok to you. How
Okay.
about Baba Joe going 6'7", 6'7"?
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Bestie?
Bestie Slay again. I'll remind the audience: never forget what they took from you. That's all I'll say. This is unreasonable. Again, thank you all for coming on here. If you're more than welcome to plug whatever projects you have coming up with any time in the future of our show.
Yeah, Anytime with Ken and Alden is live tomorrow, and not every Friday. Holiday season, a little weird, but most Fridays, 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern, over on that channel. You can find me at that Alden Diaz on Blue Sky, ThatAldenDiaz, also on Instagram. Casually Talk lives are going to be popping up now here toward the end of the year. I just did one with our friend Andy as we move into Night of the Seven Kingdoms in January. So then that channel is going to be firing on all cylinders again with reviews and discussions. Luminous Odyssey, the new Star Wars RPG show by our friend Michael McCoy on all remaining systems, is about to drop, and that's been exciting. 2 of those have been made, and I'm really loving the new characters. What else do I do? There's going to be the new iteration of my Star Wars show, which was Octo Radio for a few years, which I love and I'm proud of. You can check out the backlog. That's going to be coming again soon. There's a lot going on. I'm still the Epic Conversations singles champion of the world.
Of course.
And some have said the greatest of the Epic
You are.
Conversation
Yeah, you
champions
certainly are.
of all time. And that's going to be happening in the holidays. They're going to be deciding which poor unfortunate soul will have to get smoked by me for the holiday season soon with Nikki Kumar and Brendan Marr from Page Turners. They are not. I think that's everything.
That's beautiful. I'm happy to know that you've got things going on.
And Woke is back.
Woke is back.
Woke is back, baby.
Welcome back, Woke. We've missed you. Sorry.
Yeah, welcome back, baby girl.
Woke Skywalker is going to be this guy. This
Welcome back,
double
baby
is
girl.
Woke Skywalker.
Yes,
Or
Jerry.
Skywoker, alternatively.
Welcome back, baby girl. Woke is back.
Welcome back,
Woke
my
Skywalker.
baby girl.
Jerry, you got it. You have big news that you dropped today. Let's hear
Yeah,
it.
I tried to drop the thing in here, but yeah, this Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern, Hyperfocus returns to the
Unreal.
screen, and not with.
Yay.
Listen, I had to, in order to bring this back, bring in probably, I think, I thought I was the most ADHD person I know, but I had to bring in someone who almost rivals me. And that is Cooper. We are super excited to host this show where we're going to talk about, something that probably isn't Star Wars for an hour or so, and then you guys might have the chance to call in. So join us on Saturday. It's going to be a fun time, and the theme song is back. So
That's
I
awesome.
know that's what everybody misses for the most part.
I'm very excited for this.
That's it knocked both Alden and I out. Say that again.
I was
Alden?
gonna say I don't know what happened there. Like,
They
anyway,
were trying to
Hyperfocus is
silence
right now.
Woke.
Yeah,
can't. I was going to say that Coop is the
can't
perfect
silence
choice.
woke, baby girl. Yeah.
Coop's the perfect choice for this project, and
Yes.
that's very exciting.
I'm gonna say it's
Shout
gonna
out
be a
to
great
Coop.
time.
It's gonna be awesome. Thank y'all for joining this evening. Been an absolute blast hanging out with y'all again. Okay. That being said, this has been a fun discussion on the leaks and speculation of the Force Awakens. We'll be seeing you not next week. We won't be back next week. I'll be out of town for a KISS convention in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
A KISS convention.
It's a KISS convention with my boy Woke Skywalker, baby girl. Love you guys. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Enjoy some Pizza Time Players. And Stay Bombad. What the fuck was that? I almost
Yeah,
fucked
stay
that.
Bombad.
That was
Get trans.
years of
Whoa!
Whoa!
My God!
Whoa, Alden, you say
Whoa.
it. You say it. You
Jesus.
gotta save it. Save it.
And as Woke Skywalker would say, "Stay Bombad,
Baby girl.
baby girl."
Did you say impossible? Pasquale? Only kidding, Chucky. I've changed my tune because I finally thought of a possible dream that we can all share.
What is it? Pasquale?
It's a dream about a world where nobody is poor or sick or hungry.
Oh, now that's a dream we can make come true.
I'm gonna make a change for once in my life. It's gonna feel real good. Gonna make a difference. Gonna make it right.
As I point up the collar on my favorite winter coat, this wind is blowing my mind.
I see the kids in the street with not enough to eat. Who am I to be blind, pretending not to see their need? A summer's disregard, a broken bottle top,
And a one-man soul. They follow each other on the wind, you know, 'cause they got nowhere to go. That's why I want you to know I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, and I
dream of being gone for long. See you in a little bit.